Fans is starting soon. Get ready. Let your people know. Fanatics Lives for the fans, by the fans is about to start. Get ready. We got a lot to dive into. Recap of week 7. Looking forward to week 8. We got some other things to talk about. It's a lot of smack talking, and the panel of experts are in the building. Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans is about to start right now. Get ready. Let your people know. Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans is coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, as we just announced to you, Fanatics Live for the fans, by the fans, and you know what this is. This is the best night of the week, and by now you should know why. You know why? Because Fanatics Live is on. I have the experts. They here, they was on time, they ready to go. Their audios is good, they on camera looking great. They, some of them smiling a little too hard. Some of them are real confident and cocky, feeling like some things has been accomplished. They feeling like they got some things that's gonna be accomplished this year. There's somebody else, that's a little upset. Your moderator's a little upset. I tell you why when the floor is mine, but again, shout out to all of the experts that's on, my analysts. What's going on to y'all? Salute. Make sure y'all
salute, doggy.
Now, good. Mark, you the first one on. Salute to you, my brother. Well, actually, Steve, you the first one on because you had all of us come. Steve, salute to you, sir. I do not hear you, Steve. I don't know what you just said. Get
salute,
your sound right.
God bless. Salute.
All right, there you go. Thank you, sir. God bless. Mark, you a second. Salute to you. How you doing, my brother?
Salute. And Ruben, wherever you at, I'm trying to get where you at, dog.
Exactly. Let me see. Marcelo, salute to you, sir. How you doing?
What up, fellas? God bless. What's good?
God bless. Make sure you project, get a little closer so I can make sure you're nice and loud, man. I know you got a lot to say. David, salute to you, man. How you doing, brother?
Indeed.
I don't hear you, my brother. I don't hear you, David.
What's going on, David?
Nope. Still no sound, sir. I don't know what happened with it. Let's try that again. What up, David? Let me hear you real quick before we get into what we got to get into. No, go ahead. Fix your sound, and then we'll get ready to get you on. When you come back, I'll make sure I get you, but get your audio together. All right, man. Week 7 recap. We are here. We're right now just about the midway point, I guess you can call it, because the season is different. That's for sure. It's some people are standing out. You obviously got teams that are like exceeding expectations, and then you got others like my team who's not quite living up to expectations. But then it's kind of across the board. Everybody's like up in the air, man. So, gentlemen, I know that there's a whole lot of areas where we can go, but I think since we, kind of had a marquee matchup to start off the week, the game of the week was the 49ers in Kansas City. They build it up to be this really game. I'm going to pass it to the other moderator so he can kind of hold that down and allow for everybody to speak. I guess I will go last, so I'll let y'all all do an assessment, and then I can rebuttal or I can start off. Moderator, as soon as you have, you want to direct that, I can go or they can go, but either way, we're going to touch on that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so like he said, they had the marquee matchup, the game of the week, San Francisco and Kansas City. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to the first person. He excited, can't wait to – he the one that actually wanted to talk about this game more than anybody. Since you was the first one on, Mark, go ahead.
Well, thank you, moderator, very much. Everyone who's tuning in, welcome to Fanatics Live once again with the panel. We try to give you the raw and uncut, without all the fluff. Niners took a hard one this week. I just was kind of surprised that overall the Niners didn't show up, with the personnel that they got. They should have at least been more competitive. I just think that the way Kansas City is playing, even though they lost a lot of their key pieces, the way they playing, they still playing fast. The defense is still playing fast. I think the reason that the Niners lost wasn't so much that they didn't come prepared. I just think that the overwhelming speed on the outside for Kansas City caught them off guard more than anything. You know, it's one of those deals where when you go up against a team that, you know, pretty much the class of the AFC, you know, you got to bring your A game, and the Niners more brought their B game. You know, they were competitive at the beginning because they jumped into a lead, but overall, as the game waned on, the Niners just kind of let Kansas City sneak back into it, gain confidence, and then kind of got put away, you know, in a bad fashion. I don't think any San Francisco fan, if you are a 49er fan, felt good about that loss because you felt like you left so many plays on the field, and you might have felt like, you know, are we a Super Bowl team, or are we back to, you know, those times where, you know, we weren't so great? But overall, do I think the Niners will rebound off of this going up against the Rams next week? That remains to be seen. But I do think they have the personnel and leadership, coaching wise, to be able to pull themselves out of that hole and then put themselves in.
Yo, he
See, I
didn't.
could be nice.
He didn't bash y'all. I gotta say, he didn't bash y'all.
Hey,
David, go ahead.
Say this about the Niners. Can y'all hear me? First,
Yeah,
and foremost?
you good. You good.
Yeah,
What's up, Tim?
Game, right? The Niners are a team that goes in there and they physically. You can't bully the Kansas City Chiefs. You have to out-finesse them. You have to outspeed them. Niners don't have the speed. That was the outcome. No disrespect to the Niners or the Niners fans. That I was projecting when they play Kansas City, when they play the Chargers, when they play the Raiders, and I believe in it. I'm not saying they're a bad team. I know they're going to be a team. I know they're going to be. You can't bully that finesse team because they're not bad on the offensive line, bad on the defensive line, and in Kansas City. You have to beat them throwing the ball. And right now, anybody that's willing to throw the ball to compete with Kansas City, to compete with the Raiders. And they play all those AFC West teams coming. They got lucky with the Denver. The Niners have to figure that out before crunch time. And crunch time is right around the corner.
Oh, he said y'all got y'all hands full with the AFC West. I don't know where Cello went off camera. I was gonna go to him, but Ruben, because I know you said your family, you know, you support the Niners from time to time. What's your thoughts on that Kansas City San Francisco game?
Yeah, that game was kind of funny because San Francisco 49ers ran more plays than they did. Their running was about the same. What they got them at is yards per catch, yards per play, and they got them on how much yards they had total. But they ran more plays, they just wasn't efficient. And that's what stuck out from the game because they almost had the same amount of turnovers, 3-2. You know what I mean? But down the stretch, they just, I don't know. You can't count Kansas City out at any given time because you look at the game 1 minute, it's 14-14. You go fix a sandwich and come back, it's 40-14. So that's how they play. That's how they play, man. So I looked at the stats and I was like, how they got more plays off, and more time with the ball, but that's how Kansas City play. They quick strike you.
Yeah, they score
and they
fast.
do it in bunches.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You got to slow them down. You got to slow them down. You got to keep them off the field. That's how you beat them. Slow them down.
Beat them with time of possession. Got you. Got you. Cello.
Not actually time of possession, but you got to actually slow the game down and actually be efficient and score. You can't slow the game down and don't score Because if you slow it down and don't score, they coming right back down the field in 3 minutes. And that's what you're looking at.
Yep.
Okay. Cello,
Mm-hmm.
talk to me, man.
You hear me?
Yeah. You good?
Yeah. I mean, hey, I mean, I don't really see San Fran really that strong right now. I can see them picking the pace up, in the second half of the season. But right now, like honestly, if you really look at San Fran, they're not looking like last year right now.
Mhm.
They can look like last year and be a little like. I mean, the only thing is Jimmy G though, man. Like I don't know, Caffrey, but then again, it's like how you gonna. You still got Jimmy G. Can he take you over the top? Can he take you to win a Super Bowl? Like so far, we have not seen that for the many years he's been in San Fran. It just seemed like they keep on keeping him, and it just seemed like as long as they keep him, they're not going to make it there. The Christian McCaffrey, honestly like that's a big pickup, but at the same time, is that going to win you a Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that going to win you a Super Bowl? Like I said, I can see them getting better, but so far we have not seen that San Fran team that was looking like last year that was causing problems and getting teams nervous. We haven't seen that yet, but it can happen in the second half. We'll see. But I just feel like they keep on holding on to that Jimmy G, man. I don't know, man. I just feel like Jimmy G can't take them over the top.
But with Trey getting injured, it's kind of a blessing that they kept Jimmy G, isn't it? Because Trey got hurt, and they got a quarterback who they actually did was one game away from the Super Bowl with who he's experienced. So I think getting rid of him, who would have been the quarterback, would it have been helping him or hurting him? Plus, wasn't they in the same situation last year? Talk to me, Tim. And I'm coming to you, Mark and David. I see y'all with your hands up. So then we're gonna come to Mike. Talk to me, Tim.
San Fran lost the game to Kansas City because they got outmatched. Both on offense and defense. They were the powerhouse of the NFC last year, but not this year. And acquiring Christian McCaffrey from Carolina, that does not help you solve problems. The problem is Jimmy G, and you got until like week 8 to make a crucial decision, because after week 8, you're on your own, and the trade deadline starts now.
Got you.
So
David and Mark.
David had his hand up first, Stevie.
Yeah, I don't know. You would want to switch quarterbacks in the middle of the season, though.
Right.
David and Mark, go.
Here go the thing. We see this. Jimmy G, not that. Jimmy G has been to the Super Bowl. Jimmy G has been to 2 chip games. So Jimmy G is not necessarily the problem. We all laugh when I talk about excuses being an injury. I mean, injuries being an excuse. But the Niners hurt and injured all across the front. They did have some guys come back. When you start to look at this Niner team, and I kind of saw this in the teams keep stealing so many of their players year after year that like now the Niners, who went from a A+ roster like the Buffalo Bengals, like the Kansas City Chiefs, is no longer an A+ roster. They need to be filled, and that secondary, linebacker is okay. Line, the running, you got to think about it. The Niners haven't had the same in 3 consecutive years going into the season as the actual starter. So much talent, then you're bound to take a step back. The only thing for them, they went from playing in one of the strongest divisions in football to what I see as in football. Seattle, lucky for them, they not on the uprise, depleted of talent because all they do is sell draft for Super Bowls. They're gonna be in the playoffs. Are they gonna get punching them out in the playoffs? Probably so. Their division is not what it was the last 3 years, so they have an easy run. Losing record they got right now is not gonna be there in December and January. You can hang that up first when we beat the crap out of them, but they're not losing.
All right, David, we need you to get your sound right. I'm gonna mute you till you get your sound right, but I appreciate you for your synopsis. Mark, go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, Seattle's number one in that division. I'm just going to throw that out there. So they have been winning. Secondly, Jimmy Garoppolo is only with the 49ers by default because they tried to shop him for basically the whole offseason during the draft and nobody was taken. So they pretty much only signed him back because no one else wanted him. And if you were putting Trey Lance in that position, I really believe that the Niners would be in worse condition than they are with Jimmy G because Trey Lance never won a playoff game or been to a Super Bowl. But the more important part is if you expect Jimmy G to get into a shootout with anybody, say the Niners are down by 14 and they need Jimmy G to throw it 30-something times for the rest of the game, I don't think anybody on the panel, including the Niner fan, has confidence that Jimmy G is going to sit and take them to the promised land, throwing it 30 times, having about a 70% completion rate. Also, what we have seen, David, and I do agree with you, and I agree with Cello, is the decline of Debo. The way that they used Debo last year isn't the same. They lost their offensive coordinator. He's with Miami, and now you have Debo not running those same plays. The blocking schemes aren't the same. You don't have the same type of output you're getting from him. And if you're not going to use Debo at his true position, which is his wide receiver, and you got him as the gadget dude, you're not going to help Jimmy G out because those plays just ain't working like they was last year. A lot of guys, like the NFL is a film league. Once the NFL gets film on you, they will come back and make sure what killed them the year before, they stop. And that's exactly what's happening this year with the Niners. I don't think if the Niners was to make a trade, which I'd seriously doubt because I really think that they have the confidence in Jimmy G to turn it around. I just don't think Jimmy G as a whole, whether the defense comes back healthy, David, and you guys or not, I just don't think Jimmy G plays good from coming from behind. The Niners have to have a lead and let the defense take over the game instead of letting Jimmy G be the focal point.
Good point, Mark, and I appreciate you for your take. And Mike, I'm coming to you right now, but Mark just reminded me of something that we gotta do. So on Fanatics, right? When someone calls something, we got to give them their props. And I want to highlight somebody real quick. David, I remember you said during the off season, you said Ayuk would be playing a role that Debo played. They will take the ball out of Debo hands. The Niners going to do him dirty. He's not going to have the year he had last year. It's going to be more about Ayuk. You said that. I remembered that. I reminded Mark and Mike that last night. So since you called that, we got to give it to you, my brother.
Give it to him.
Early in the
You've reached guru status. Wow.
that boy getting it early. I ain't bad at that.
You called it, Dave, and we keep it a buck on the show. When somebody do what you did, we gotta give it to you. You got your guru status.
Early in the season.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
All right, so I guess go ahead, David. I can't hear you if you're trying to say anything. Dude, what's up with his sound? I can't. We can't
He's
hear
muted.
you.
I muted him.
Oh, okay.
I muted him.
You see, you
Go
got to
ahead,
mute
David.
it.
Sorry.
Okay. It's not that they're trying to do him dirty because he's already re-signed. It's that they don't want to feature him in that wide back mode anymore. So Ayuk is a better route runner than Debo. I'm not gonna say he's a better receiver, but he's clearly a better route runner than Debo. He was coming out of college. He was nice. So the Niners just got to either A, figure out, hey, let's go back to this old formula, or B, hopefully McCaskey comes in there and to give them a third will to respond to things. Another thing is this with the Niners. Same thing with Vegas. It has been a disappointment. He had 6 catches, 98
yards.
He had 6 catches, 98 yards in that one game, but the rest of the season, he has been somewhat of a shadow. He needs to go back to being the dominant force like Kelsey. He needs to go back to being the dominant force like Kelsey, like Mark Andrews, like the rest of those tight end use, so the Niners offense can get back on stage. Because the Niners offense really revolve around Kettle. It doesn't revolve around Debo or Jimmy G or the rest of those guys. So Kettle needs to get healthy or pick it up, one of the two.
First of all,
that.
Can I rebuttal all of the comments
it was your go. You passed the mic to David to go, but go ahead.
First of all, don't disrespect my tight end by calling him Kittles.
Yeah, you've been calling him the wrong name.
Don't be messing up my tight end last name, son. He earned his name the right way. Actually, good points, man. If I could be honest with you, everybody gave a fair. I respect everybody's opinion on that because we're hot and cold. 1 second we look great, then we don't look so great, and that we looked horrible against them. They did something I didn't think could be done. They came at our defense and punched us in the face. David broke it down, and I was going to give him guru status off of something he said. You can't bully Kansas City's offense. You cannot do that. I thought for sure that we would get to him. Their offensive line was phenomenal. We couldn't touch Mahomes. So let me be clear. He threw for 400 yards on us because we couldn't get to him. Like, they were killing us. We got 1 sack. We've been averaging 5 sacks a game. So I just want to put that in perspective. 5 a game, they held us to 1. So I would say that. My breakdown, without belaboring it, because y'all all said what I felt, my main issue is Garoppolo actually didn't have too bad a game. He had 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, but that interception came at like the 5-yard line on a muff punt. You don't turn over the ball when momentum is on your side and you're right there within scoring. You got to take advantage because Kansas City, like Ruben said, scores like that. So that's my problem with him is when it's the big play to be made, he'll make stupid decisions, man, that'll cost us. But my main issue, and it's documented for any Niner fan to see it, Kyle Shanahan has to stop with this slow pedestrian offense that he got us eating the clock down to 3 seconds. The defenses are getting a chance to set. We not getting nobody off balance. We got personnel that all we got to do is motion. You're going to have to shift. He's not even doing that. We waiting the clock all the way down. We're in a basic package, and all they do is they shift their focus on Debo, and they know that and our line is makeshift. I can't lie, Trent got killed. CJ Jones had 2 sacks. So, he came back a little too early. So, luckily, we're 3-4, and our division is not good right now. So, we're right in second place because we beat Seattle and the Rams. So, we need this Ram victory to go back and be in this. But it's not over yet because just so all y'all know, especially the haters, we was 3-5 this time last year, and we turned it around. So, be easy. Pump your brakes. Back to you, moderator.
You're not Aaron Rodgers, dog.
I said that though. I did say that though.
We was 3-5 last year. That's all I'm gonna
say. I did say y'all did the same thing last year. All right, man.
Yeah,
so
they had Mike McDaniel last year. They ain't got Mike McDaniel this year.
We got more weapons this year.
Man. Your play calling ain't the same, bro.
Jeff Wilson was averaging 7.7 yards a carry. He only carried the ball 7 times. He had 7 for 54. They gave McCaffrey 8. McCaffrey just got there 2 days ago. How does the McCaffrey carry the ball more than Jeff? That makes no sense.
What's the rush?
Mike, you wanted McCaffrey. So
I do, but don't throw him in there to have more carries than the guy that's been leading us in rushing all year. I'm saying gradually.
What was Debo numbers? That's what I would love to know.
In terms
I think
of
we're gonna see a blow up. I think we're gonna see a blow up in that locker room.
Ayuk had 82 yards and Debo had 42 yards.
And there goes what David said.
42 on 5. Ayuk has.
That's where the problem lies. You can't make Ayuk number one after you just paid this man all his money to stay. Now you're going to have trouble signing Bosa, who's still not signed, and you did already sign Garoppolo and sign Debo to these big contracts. So you just put yourself in a position where now you at the end of this year, you got to sign Bosa. But my biggest thing with you guys signing McCaffrey, I don't like McCaffrey in between the tackles. I think the way the Niners run their offense, Wilson, yeah, he's a power back. He can go in between the tackles. McCaffrey's not an in between the tackles, dude. I don't see y'all getting too much. I don't see y'all being able to utilize him unless it's in the capacity of him out the backfield, opposed to him running up in the middle of that, up in the middle of the line. That's my opinion.
Sweeps and draws and stuff like that, and and misdirections and stuff like that. But that middle thing is what kills us because it slows down the pace. The defenses recover quick, and I've watched it literally, and that's a coach thing. Shanahan has to utilize. I'm gonna say this and it's public. We have way too many weapons for us to look mediocre on offense. That's all I have to say. Way too many weapons. Because you're not gonna tell me Kansas City's throwing a bunch of no names and outside of Schuster, and they looking like all pros. And I got literally an all pro at 2 positions on my offense. So that's where I'm at with it. But I don't want to hold on to just my Niners, but I respect all of y'all stances. I have no arguments and no, everything y'all said was right. They shellacked us. They blew us out. Hopefully, if my team is who I think they are, they'll bounce back from that and they'll take care of business with the Rams this week. So that's where I'm at with it.
So we're gonna go to David because he had his hand raised for the last comment, and then we're gonna move on from the Niners. I'm gonna go on to I'm gonna give Ruben the floor once David give his last comment about the Niners in Kansas City, and then I'm gonna go to Ruben so he could talk about his Falcons. Go ahead, David.
Mark, you said that McCaffrey is not there to be the inside runner, and Mike agreed with you. I'm saying he's there to be that factor that Morset was before he departed. So that's what the Niners are looking at in that McCaffrey deal. And he's a better runner and receiver than Morset. And I believe he can with a good offensive line. He hasn't played behind a good offensive line since his first 2 years in Carolina. The Niners are a good offensive line. They have to be one of the top. They have to be one of the top 7 in the league. I laugh and joke about it, but they have to be one of the top 7 in the league.
Shout out to Aaron Banks. He's been balling, y'all. It's number 65. Aaron Banks been balling. Anyway,
from Notre Dame, yes. I like the dude coming out in the draft 2 years ago, but he's gonna get it together. The real problem, like Mike said, is Shanahan is not being Shanahan. Shanahan is doing some strange things. He's out thinking right now as a coach.
Coaching is an issue. What's up, L? We gonna go to you, Ruben. Talk about your game. The Falcons, they won this past week as well.
No, we didn't. We got
lost.
They lost.
We lost.
Y'all won the week before. Okay, go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your loss.
Well, like I've been saying before, we don't know which team's gonna show up week to week. We was getting better on defense. We was getting to the quarterback. Now they done reverted back to the old Falcons. No pass rush. and they leaving our corners on the island, and we just getting torched. Basically, it's like our defense don't know if they running or passing from this last week's game. It's like a tale of two stories. We played San Francisco, we look good. We played Tampa Bay, we look good. Then we go out here this weekend, get dug into. So, but we're remaking our team. So we got rid of Ryan, and we still trying to find us a better quarterback for next year, because Mariota is decent. He's doing what he can with what he got, but I think the play calling sucks sometimes. I see our play calling sometimes. It look like they know we pass it, and we just keep that play going. Yeah, we know they passing, but we just gonna keep going with that same play and get no results. It's just crazy, man. But I like our pick though. Drake London has been doing this thing. Our tight end Kyle Pitts, I didn't want him. I'm gonna tell you, when we drafted him, I didn't want him.
I remember that.
I did not want Kyle Pitts. I wanted us to go defense. This draft, I wanted us to go defense because you can always get in free agency and get you a good wide receiver. Sew up your defense first and then look at offense, because there's always offensive players out there. You don't need the best of the best as long as you got a quarterback that can get them the ball. If they got sure hands and route running, you can get them the ball. But we always go offense. We only went defense 1 year. I think in the past 8 years or 9 years, we only went defense once. And look what happened when we went defense. We went to the Super Bowl that next year. So I don't know what they're doing. That's my team. I'm going to ride with them, but I don't like the draft picks they do sometimes. I don't.
So you don't like the shopping. I'm coming to you, Mike. You don't like the shop. What place y'all in y'all division right now?
We was second.
Y'all
or
was
third.
second.
But I don't know right now because I didn't even look, man. I'm so disgusted with
All right, get
things.
that
I didn't even look at
information.
it.
Get that information to me, David, if you could. Go ahead, Mike, and then I'm coming to you.
Ruben, didn't y'all just lose a
second
corner?
in the South.
What do y'all say that again?
Second in the South.
We're
They
second in the
the
NFC South.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Didn't y'all just lose a corner to somebody? I thought I could have
We got a corner hurt.
I thought y'all
we
just
got one
lost
hurt.
a corner that went and ended up getting part of the trade. I seen a corner just go from y'all. I'm almost positive I've just seen a corner go like that. A couple of days.
I haven't been looking at it.
He went to the Cowboys. He went to the Cowboys.
Thank you. I
Went
thought
to the
I
Cowboys.
Went to Sheffield. He went to the Cowboys.
That's what it was. Yep.
I'm dealing with 4-month-old and a 4-year-old right now. And he off the chain. So
I did see that because I remember him playing against us, and I was like, "Why you went to the Cowboys?" I wasn't happy about that. So, but yeah, all right.
And by the way, y'all played the Bengals. They was a Super Bowl team, so it wasn't like it was a cupcake, not letting you off the hook. But go ahead, David.
But they ain't had no offensive line.
Yeah. I'm
We should have gotten him.
I'm gonna say this because the NFC East was on both channels that I was watching, so I had to leave. And I went down to the bar and I watched the Atlanta game. And Atlanta corners, both starting corners and the starting safety got hurt in the first quarter. And then that game turned into a floodgate. AJ Terrell got hurt, the rookie corner that they just drafted got hurt, and the starting safety. And then that game turned into a flood state. Atlanta, y'all in good hands because y'all got a running back that nobody's repeating. And Tyler Elger from BYU, like I told everybody in the preseason, that is doing his thing. Y'all got a lot of pieces together. Just don't give up on Arthur Smith, man. Atlanta is not bad. That game in the first quarter until those corners got hurt was actually a competitive game. In the second quarter, that's when the floodgates opened up. When Terrell got hurt and the other rookie corner got hurt, that's when that floodgate opened up.
So, real quick, Ruben, and then I'm coming to you, Mark. Is that the game where Jamar Chase got hurt against the Falcons? That's when he got hurt? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Mark.
out 4 to 6 weeks, I think.
Mark is going? 4 to 6
Yeah.
weeks. Mark is going.
No,
All
I'm
right,
here.
got it.
I just got cut off. I don't know why.
Mark,
I would like to see Atlanta play the Niners every week so they could be undefeated.
I would like for your backup to stay in so that way y'all can take more L's, but it's all good. You know, we
So,
can't
Mark,
do
Hey,
this.
and
Mark,
that's another
you
thing,
played
Mike.
the
If you're looking
Lions.
for,
Mark, you
listen,
played
if
the
you're looking
Lions
for a
this week.
quarterback, I can always give you Cooper Rush. At least you know he's going to stand in the pocket and throw it instead of taking safety. But Atlanta, you still young, man. Like you can't. It's kind of a little to me unfair when you got basically Marcus Mariota at quarterback. You lost a lot of players. You're in rebuilding mode, man, and you're still trying to at least be competitive. It's not like y'all rolling over because you see Niners on a 2-game losing streak. But overall, 2 games. You lost to them the week before. I already checked. I checked. You don't like to hear the
But
truth, but
Mark,
it's okay. But
talk
I
to me
think
about your Cowboys in Detroit game.
I mean, it's kind of hard for me to blow it up
Cupcake.
because, I mean, it's Detroit, man. Let me explain something to you. And this is, if you're listening to a Cowboys fan, I'm going to let you know. Teams like Detroit, even this upcoming weekend with Chicago and all this newfound love, and they've been stinking it up every week, and they just won 1 game, shuffling quarterbacks. But now all of a sudden, Chicago is the darling. I personally like the bigger games. I like the Phillies, the Giants, the Tampa Bays, any team that's over 500 in contention. So, I mean, other than the fact that my defense is now the number 1 defense sack-wise in the league, overtaking the Niners. Even though we came in, Dak Prescott from 1 to 10, I'll give him a 6.5. He looked real rusty, but he ran the game plan that we want for him, as in run the ball and don't lose the game. And that was a simple game plan coming off of some injury. So it wasn't like I was expecting the Cowboys to light them up, even though I'm glad we beat them by 9. I think we beat them by more than 9. But anyway, still giving up 1 touchdown. Only touchdown we gave up multiple to Philadelphia, who's undefeated. But I mean, I can't honestly act excited about a game that I know going into it, if we play Cowboy football, we could just easily win. So, with that being said, I think Detroit is another team that's up and coming. I think when they find, and I don't think it's the quarterback. I think, and this is no disrespect to him because I like him. He's a former Cowboy. But I think Dan Campbell needs to go. You can only have for so many losing seasons until you can find somebody who can come in and take, that talent. Don't forget the rookie from Alabama that didn't play a game yet. He hasn't even seen the field yet. With him and Amon Ra, and with Swift, I would think this whole conversation we having next year, we'll have Detroit being one of the prize teams for the league that's above 500, halfway, pretty damn good. Because Detroit got all the pieces, but all the pieces just ain't healthy when they need them to be. So that's how I feel, man. I'm not gonna sit and go, "Oh, Detroit suck," man. Not gonna do all that. We were supposed to beat Detroit. We handled our business, and we on to Chicago this week.
They're 1-5. I just want to leave that there.
They're 1-5 with the second-rated offense in the league. Right? You can't take that away. Regardless of what you might say or think, they throw up points. They don't do it against us because I got the number 1 D in the league. But they do have.
Swift didn't play, nor did their starting receiver play. I just want to put that out there.
Right. Amon St. Brown went out.
Listen,
So
hold on. All right, I'm gonna give you what you're saying. Since I can't just let it go, what you're not saying is I had 5 sacks, 4 turnovers, 2 picks. Even if they did play, they wouldn't have won. Everything that I said right there speaks to me. If you don't win the turnover battle, you lose the game.
If
So whether it's
Swift
about
there,
1 point,
they don't throw as much. Swift wasn't there, so they had to throw.
So
we
Mike,
ran the ball, Mike. I didn't throw the ball. I ran the ball all game.
Mike,
I literally ran the ball
Point
all
that out.
game.
let
It was
me
1-5.
let
Go
me
ahead.
bring
Go ahead. Back to you, moderator.
let me bring a little order to this because it seemed like a little back and forth that it was a cupcake game and you know Mark is not
It's a
buying
game
that.
you're supposed to win,
David
Stevie.
doesn't seem to buy that. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna give everybody their chance. Cello, go ahead, and then Mark, I'm gonna let you rebuttal. And I got you, David and Lamar, Ruben and Timmy. I ain't forget y'all either. Go ahead,
You
Cello.
already, you already know what Mark does, man. He try to big up that game like as if, you know what I'm saying. Listen, that's what Cowboys do,
Even
man.
pick up
Hold
it.
on,
Come on,
Mark.
man.
Let
No,
him
Stevie,
go.
you
Let him go,
listen. It
Mark.
was my turn. Listen, that's what he does. That's what Cowboy fans do. Listen, it was the 1-5. They was 1-4, right? Now 1-5. Come on, man. Don't. You should have just kept it short, Mark. You should have just kept it short. Nervous
how
over
much
there.
shorter he wanted
You
it? How much
nervous,
shorter
bro.
he wanted it?
Mark, you nervous. You've been
Nervous
nervous
as what?
ever
Yo,
since
let me
we've been
explain something to
Hold
popping
you,
on,
off.
Mark.
dog.
Hold
You
on,
go
Mark.
up
I
against
got you.
Seattle.
I got
No.
you. I'm gonna let you rebuttal.
Listen,
Hold on. I'm gonna let you
You thought,
rebuttal. Let him finish.
listen, it got you tripping right now. But you know what? I don't expect nothing less from a Cowboy fan. You should have just kept it short. That's all I gotta say about that. That was the 1-4 Lions.
hey,
Let's be real.
I
Let's
normally
be
don't
real.
jump in. I
Hold
normally
on, David. Hold on, David. I'm gonna let Mark rebuttal. Then I'm
I'm
coming
good.
to you. Then I'm coming. Then I'm coming to Mike, Lamar, Ruben, and Timmy. Go ahead, Mark.
let me tell you something about jealousy. Jealousy for the rest of your life. You don't make a change, man. I don't have to big. I don't have to big up the Lions, man, because like I told you, I pregame. Only thing I did was get a lion skin rug that day. That's the only thing that mattered was to get the lion skin rug. That's in the shit house. And as for being afraid, it's amazing to me coming from a team that I beat up at home that literally he's telling me I'm afraid. You get beat up at home in your own building. And Stevie, I apologize for bringing this up, but can't keep having this slick talk for a dude that lost to me. You know, what you need to do is worry about going up to Seattle with that 11th man and that number one team in that conference. And I hope you really think it's sweet because they make sure they stop the run. That's what Pete Carroll does. So we're gonna find out exactly what kind of quarterback you have this. So I'm glad
So
you're
you're
thinking
not.
about me and making it nice, short, and sweet. But Stevie, I have no problem with being the one whatever team we were supposed to win. I could have easily been like Philly week one. Oh, Buffalo has the, Detroit has the number one offense. I didn't do none of that. I don't need to do none of that. We were supposed to beat them. And when you're supposed to beat them, you can't sit and act surprised or act
So
like,
why
rah,
you
rah,
ain't
I'm
just
not
say
gonna.
that in the first
Hold
place?
on, Cello.
I
Hold on,
did.
Cello.
My exact words was, how can I be
No.
excited about beating
You trying to
Detroit?
Hold on,
credit this
Cello.
win.
Hold
hey,
My
on,
bad,
Cello.
Steve.
Go ahead, Mark.
Talk your talk,
No,
You
settle.
done?
what I'm saying is, Stevie, the first words out of my mouth was, I can't get excited about beating Detroit. I can't. Even though y'all trying to go upset city, I know better. I hope you pick Chicago this week. Please say upset city, trap game.
I got you.
So then when I beat them, I could come on the show next week and say, you know what? Put the Chicago Bears. Because if you know, like I know, last week was a complete cross. Because if we're looking at the exact same Bill Belichick, who the week prior to that, who did they blow out the week prior to that? Last week, New England. I can't think of it off the top of my head. They had a win last week, the week prior to this, and then Belichick goes to the game this week. He's juggling two quarterbacks. Pro football. You could do that in college football. You can't do that in pro football. So with that being said, I personally don't need to really spend any more time on trying to justify a win over a one-win team. But if you want to continue, no problem. But Cowboys should have beat them. And I'm sure next 2 weeks when Dak get it up under his belt, and he's back on the floor again, I won't be having a 24 point. It'll be more 35 points.
Go ahead, Dave.
Me and Mark was talking on the chat line about that Detroit game, and I said posted 44-17. Mark said no, it's gonna be a close game, but we're gonna win. I'm confident. So he just kept it 100% real with y'all on what he stated. He stated it was gonna be a close game. I said 44-17 Dallas. He said no, it's gonna be a close game. We just gonna get out of there with W. So stop. He got his team dead right, and that's true facts right there.
All right, Mike, because that was too much frosting on Mark's cake right there.
I just want to point out that David owes a bet to Mark, so he can't ever say nothing bad about the Cowboys. So we can totally dismiss everything he just said. Just want to put that out there.
All right, L.
So he can't ever say nothing bad about the Cowboys. So chalk that up and keep that in the front of your memory banks when you hear him talk. That's all I got to say.
Yes.
All right, L. Talk to me about that game.
The Cowboys in the Detroit
this whole
game.
Conversation we having right here. Yeah.
The team that put 30 points up on y'all. That team. Detroit.
In week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team we put up like 37 points on, but y'all only had 6 at halftime. Same team. And when we played them, and Mark, I'm talking now. Let me share with the people. And when we played them, it was the first game of the season. They were at full strength. They had everybody available for that game. When they played y'all, they had no Swift. They were banged up on offense, as it was already stated. And y'all went in there and you looked a little shabby in the first half. But it was a game I expected y'all to win, like you said. So I got no problems with the Cowboys. I expected a little better from Dak. But hey, you got the win. You did what you were supposed to do. So yeah, on to Chicago. And as far as Detroit, I mean, they're a team that's very competitive in most games, but they're still trying to figure things out. So I agree with Mark. They were supposed to win that game. I was expecting them to win that game. I was expecting them to win that game better than how they did. But they pulled it out in the fourth quarter. So Cowboys win as expected.
I got you. Appreciate your take on that, L.
Actually, it was third quarter. We pretty much suffocated.
I got you, Ruben.
I ICU'd them and make sure they don't have any breath left. But it's hard to be. It makes it hard when I can hear, such and such this play, such and such this play. You can literally do that every single game, like every single game. Tyron Smith is gone. I haven't mentioned Tyron Smith since he's been hurt. I don't mention hurt players. I would love for the moderator to say, stop using that as an excuse of who's there and who's not there. If we go next man up, it's next man up. Zeke won't be playing this week against Chicago.
Can I say something after him?
Hold on, L. I gotta go to Ruben.
Not what he said. That led to that comment. You only got amnesia on what he said.
He's contradicting.
I know exactly what Lamar gonna say. I got him. I know exactly what he's gonna say.
Moderator, can you talk?
Wait.
I know exactly what you're gonna say, Lamar.
Only thing he's gonna say is, we beat y'all, but you keep mentioning Dak didn't play. That's a fact. Dak didn't play. But I don't bring none of that up. I don't need to. I don't have to. Why should I?
You've been doing it all week, dog.
Because it's a fact. The game is over.
You've been doing it all week, dog. You contradicting yourself.
What's funny is the game is over with. Y'all won. Your next game is at Dallas against who? It ain't Cooper Rush, bro. It's Dak Prescott. But you won't mention that. You won't mention he's 7-2 against y'all. You won't mention that. But yet you'll mention everybody who's not playing for somebody else. Zeke won't be playing this week. Ask me if I care. You know why? Because Tony Pollard can do just as good. And
he's better.
I don't sit there and make excuses. I don't have to. because my defense makes sure I win. My offense makes sure I'm always in it. I'm not you, dog. We not the same, bro. We
Yo,
not
just
the
stay
same.
consistent.
We are
Just stay
not the
consistent.
same, man.
Fellas, I gotta go to Ruben. Ruben, holla at me, bro.
I was gonna say, man, that's why you play the game every week. You don't know who's
Thank
gonna
you,
win or
bro.
lose. When we go into that week, they play the game, then you see the outcome. You know who's supposed to win, but sometimes that don't happen.
Yep.
So, just like he said, next man up, that's true. Next man up.
Next man up.
Next man up. But I also agree with him as well because your boy Zeke done. Pollard need to go ahead and start. I'm sorry.
No, Zeke got a hyperextension, and he not going because Tony just died.
Don't ever compare Zeke to
Hold on,
Saquon
Tim.
ever in your
If
life.
you say
Hold on,
next man
Hold
up,
on. I'm
Cut it
sorry.
out,
Zeke is out of
bro.
there.
Hold on,
Never
Cello.
He got 10,000 yards rushing, man.
Ever.
He got 10,000 yards
Don't ever
rushing.
compare him
Saquon ain't even
to
at
Saquon.
6,000 yards.
All
Cut
right,
it out,
fellas.
man.
Put
You
your
calm
foot
your
in your
ass.
mouth.
Pollard is better.
You
All
sound
right,
crazy.
fellas. All right, fellas. Let me go to Tim. Let me give Tim his moment. Let me give Tim his moment, and then I'm coming to Cello. Let's go to
Detroit
Cello.
should be ashamed of themselves. Playing like they playing against Dallas. And Dan Campbell needs to clean up most of the calls that he needed to play in a football game against Dallas. And one thing's for sure, they deserve to lose. Detroit deserves to lose. Because after all this was said and done, they're going to realize what they need to do the next time they're going to face Dallas. They got to clean up that crap.
So Detroit deserved to lose, you believe? All right,
Yeah,
Cello.
because ever since Barry left, they just went on a decline since then.
So they pretty much had a dark cloud over them since Barry left. Wait, let's not forget with Megatron too.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs with Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all right, man, let's move on to these Giants. Cello, Tim, since you right there, I'm gonna let you stay right there. Oh, I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry. Fellas.
Moderator, can you pass it to me now so I can allow for you to be able to speak freely with your brethren for the about the Giants?
I gotta let David talk about his Raiders first.
Oh,
and then I'm coming to the Giants, and then I'm gonna come to L. I got you, L. You're gonna be after the Giants.
Right.
Since you in first place, you're gonna go last.
When you ready to pass let me know.
David, your Vegas Raiders. You said Kansas City lost, and then 7-game winning streak. I don't play the chat, but I do hear and see some of the stuff that's being said. Talk to me, bro.
First of all, I want everybody, I'm about to give y'all a history lesson. Who was the last running back to run for 140 yards in 3 consecutive games?
Marcus Allen.
Josh Jacobs.
Oh, Josh Jacobs.
Yes, Josh Jacobs. And he just did that over the last 3 weeks as we are with Knicks to get us back into the playoff hunt, to get us back into Super Bowl contention. Because I told everybody, we are a Super Bowl team. We are a Super Bowl roster. So we just had to figure it out. So we figured it out on the offensive end. The next 7 weeks is going to be figuring it out on the defensive end. As we get that defense to come together, we're about to go and win 6 more games in a row that'll put us with 7 wins. And then after that, the rest of the league could just watch out. The rest of the league could just watch out. Because one team, and I'm waiting for them to get on here because they're going to get on here and I'll say my spiel about them, has the second schedule going around the rest of the season. And we have the third East schedule after the rest of the season. So our time is now. We got out there with a better record than what I thought it was going to be. It is what it is. We will still be in the playoffs. And it just proved to me that without a shadow of a doubt, we got it all together. We got all the key.
So, what's y'all record right now?
We 2-4.
And you saying Super Bowl?
I never not said Super Bowl. I never not said Super Bowl.
I can think of a year you didn't say Super Bowl, but that's okay. I'm gonna let it go. I can think of a year though when you didn't say Super Bowl.
Trash.
That wasn't me, by the way. That was Mark that did. I mean, Mike that did. That.
You wasn't keeping it real on that, not talking Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
When the season started off, I said Carr was in judgment. And I still say Carr was in judgment. But I never not said Super Bowl.
No, 2020, you wasn't saying Super Bowl. 2020, you was hating Gruden. Y'all was 2-0. And you was waiting. Look at Lamar's face because he know what I'm saying is true. You were saying y'all was 2-0, and you said you didn't like the way y'all was winning. You said you had 3 reasons why y'all shouldn't be 2-0, and you were saying that Denver was a better team than y'all, and Denver and Dallas should be in the Super Bowl. That's what you said. 2020.
Yes, I said Denver. I had Denver as my Super Bowl pick, but that ain't never me going against my team. Cut it out. You get the
but
fan.
You didn't say Raiders Super Bowl that year.
You get the fan, and then you get the fanatic. So in the off season, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the whole NFL. Once the season starts, I'm looking at cupcakes and looking at the Raiders. Don't do that.
You didn't do that year, but okay.
Do not do that. But like I said, Jacobs is going to lead us back in the playoffs with Adam. Jacobs, not another back that's about to be mentioned, is going to be a real contender for the MVP, and we are perfectly fine. We are perfectly fine. And if any of y'all watch that game or watch the rewind of that game, you will see the holes that our offensive line started opening up in the third quarter, and how it made our whole offensive line, our whole offensive click. We are good.
Jacobs is dope. I can't front. Jacobs
is Texans though. Like, what is with y'all bigging up games against lowly teams? I'm not understanding that tonight. I just gotta say,
Mike,
hold on, David. I'm going to go ahead, Mike. Hold on, Mark. Go ahead, David. I'm gonna let you rebuttal, Mark. David.
Mike,
go ahead, Mike.
The same team that blew y'all out, he ran for 4 yards against. I don't want to hear that crap. For 154 yards in City. Remember, we only lost to Kansas City by 2.
I got you. I hear you. I ain't talking about Jacobs. I'm saying overall. Like, that's dude, overall,
I told all of you what was going to happen. I said lose to Kansas City, which we barely did. We still won that game. And 7-game winning streak. So the team that you just got blown out by, we lost to 2, and my running back ran for 154 yards. One of these things is not like the other. Remember that, kid. I remember that. One of these things is not like the other. Will be a playoff team.
You know it's documented that you're saying this, right? That's what makes you
one of these things not like the other. We will be a playoff team.
I got you, Ruben. I gotta go to Mark because he had his hand raised first. I'm gonna go to Mark, Ruben, then I'm coming back to you, Mike.
Was getting under my skin. It's a cupcake. Listen, man, Philly undefeated. If Philly is undefeated, you said they play cupcake as long as they undefeated. They supposed to. It ain't nobody's fault, Mike. If you don't win the games you're supposed to win, son. If you lost the team that you were supposed to beat, you lost. They're not a cupcake. It's fall of a given Sunday. So don't bring the game against the cupcake. And that's how it works. You don't go to the week going, my afraid of Chicago? Not at all. But in the same aspect, am I going to Chicago? Yeah, I am. But Dave, to the Raiders, he's not me saying this because I'm going off of your roster, your offensive roster, your defense. If anybody can string along, after being in the basement, that's the best chance to Right now, you went back to basics, greatest ball, one Jacob, wrong. That's working. That's exactly what's been working. It ain't like for me. Finally give Jacob the damn ball and letting him know that the saddest part is maybe 13, 1,400 yards. You sign him here because he's gonna want it back. But ride him to the wheels fall off until the end of the year. But I don't think it's going to be a deal with the Raiders will win 3 games. Games. I mean, realistically, their roster, it would be probably hands down the worst team in history with the price tag I got. But I just y'all won. Keep on trying to win. I don't think any team, whether Giants, the Cowboys, what people talk about, or get a team and be like, oh, can't do that. You couldn't do that against Atlanta. So you can't be thrown into people's face. Oh, you know what? That game was easy.
Atlanta was good.
Hold on, Mark. I mean, Mike.
Detroit didn't go lay down. Nobody goes. Jaguars didn't play. Giants decided, you know what? Let's go lay down. Nobody does that. And evidently, you must have took Atlanta and roll them, and you got embarrassed by it. So don't point the finger at everybody else. You're home.
All right, Ruben.
All right. The Raiders.
I'm coming to you next, Lamar.
Their schedule that they have coming up is pretty easy for the next, I say, 3 to 4 games. But if you got a decent pass rush, you can beat the Raiders. You don't have to be the best team. You just got to have the best defensive line to get to their quarterback. And he ain't going to be able to get that ball off like he did last week. So, I'm just saying, if they got a dog on that defensive line to come at your quarterback, which is for any team, y'all not winning because y'all quarterback can't take hits.
You are so lucky that Steven just muted me.
Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave. Let him finish. I got you. Go ahead.
Your quarterback can't take no hits.
I'm gonna let you rebuttal. I'll let you rebuttal, Dave. Hold on. I'm gonna let you rebuttal, Dave. Go ahead, Ruben. I got you.
Like you said, y'all schedule is the easiest for the next 5-6 games or whatever you want to call it. Y'all got the Saints, the Jaguars, the Colts, the Broncos. Then you go to Seahawks. And then you go back to the team that beat you, the Chargers. So I'm saying y'all got a real easy schedule coming up them next like 5 games. Y'all got a real easy schedule. But like they say, it's any given Sunday. If anything happen on your side of the ball, y'all ain't gonna win all them games. I hope y'all do win them. I want to see y'all go far.
Here go the thing.
That's just my judgment, but you can go ahead. You got it. Go ahead, Dave.
Appreciate it, Ruben. Go ahead, Dave.
This is the first time you ticked me off in a long time, big brother. The Saints have a good defensive line. We're about to run shots through them. Jacksonville has a good defensive line. We about to run shot through them. We got it figured out, and we are ready to go. I don't want to hear nobody. I don't want to hear nobody. I told y'all what was going to happen.
Barkley shredded the Jacksonville. So I don't know where you
did Miles Sanders.
And so will Jacobs.
All right, fellas. All right, Lamar, Cello and Timmy, I'm coming to y'all next. All right, Lamar, you got any insight on this situation?
Talking about the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
I love your confidence, David, my brother. The only problem is this. Y'all got a lot of ground to make up. In your own division, you got Kansas City. That's got a good record, right? You got San Diego that has a good record. When you go to the AFC East, which is bowling, you got 3 teams over there that's got good records. The Jets is 5-2. Miami, I think they just won, right? They up there too. And Buffalo is doing well. So yeah, you got some other teams that you got to catch. So if you don't win your own division, then you're talking wild card. Yeah,
Okay.
to me, I'm not messing with your prediction. I'm not messing with your confidence. But what about those other teams that's ahead of you?
And I'm
They,
about to
they got to lose some games.
and I'm gonna break down those other teams that's so-called ahead of me. I'll start with the Chargers first. The Chargers always punch us in the face and then we return the favor because that's how the AFC West just gets down. Denver is our little brother, so we always gonna own them. The Jets dealing with a bag of injuries.
It's documented.
It's documented. Terrence gonna hear that. I hope you clear on that.
The Jets dealing with a bag of injuries, so they about to go into the tank hole. The only teams I'm worried about in the AFC is Buffalo and Kansas City. I'm not worried about none of the rest of them. And I don't even have to worry about the AFC because the rest of our schedule is filled with NFC. And we're gonna hand the NFC what they deserve until we get into the playoffs.
Sell out. You got anything on this?
Man,
Mike, I'm coming to you and Tim, and then we're gonna talk about these Giants. Okay, you good?
Starting 1-4 is very hard to overcome, man. Very hard to overcome starting the season 1-4. You know? And I mean, I look at y'all schedule. Jacksonville was a tough team. Y'all gotta go in Jacksonville. Y'all gotta go in New Orleans. Like, these teams matter. And just as even what Lamar said, it's true, man. Like, you have so much ground to cover. And for you to start season 1-4 is very hard to overcome. Not saying it can't be done, but y'all in a real bad position right now. Y'all in a real tough, hard position. Because anything can, like I said, like these teams, you may look at them right now. Oh, these are winnable games. Yeah, but they not guarantee you gonna win those games, even if the record of that team is not all that. Because at the same time, how are y'all capable of beating these type of teams? So I just think that 1-4 is very hard to overcome. I think the Raiders on a very tough position. If y'all do end up making the playoffs, much respect to you, bro. Much respect. But right now, the way I'm looking at it, y'all might be preparing for next season soon, man.
Cello, I have more belief making the playoffs than I do in y'all making the playoffs, regardless of the record. Regardless of the record.
Wow.
I'll say this, David. Y'all defense need to improve big time.
Hold on, L.
Just wanted to say that.
I told all of y'all it was Super Bowl or bust, and I ain't never changed my swagger on that. And I know I thought our record would have been better and with the first 5-0 start. I was looking at 4-1, possibly 3-2. But we, the Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, and Kansas City Chiefs all have Super Bowl rosters. Those are only 4 teams. Don't knock to anybody else's teams. Those are only 4 teams, and the Miami Dolphins. I apologize. Teams that I believe.
Left off the Cowboys.
Let's go, Dak. I didn't have the Cowboys pegged as a Super Bowl team when the season started. They're a good team. They're a good team. Good luck on them for the rest of the way. I personally, before the season started, did not have them pegged to be a Super Bowl team. I had us pegged to be a Super Bowl team. Regardless of the start, it's all about the finish. And we are going to finish strong. And y'all going to hear that week after week after week. Y'all about to have 7 weeks of I told you so. Every time we start a show, it's not going to be salute. It's going to be me pointing his finger saying, I told you so for the next 6 weeks.
Hey, David, how confident are you with your coaching staff? How confident are you with the coaching staff?
Now that Josh Daniels is giving Jacobs the ball and stop trying to play the New England Patriots scheme, I'm fine with it. Is he a great coach? He still has some growth. But when you got an offensive line, our offensive line averages 340 pounds across the line, minus James Andrew, the center. We can be a physical team. We was trying to be this pass pretty, let Devontae Adams cook. No, use all the talent and everybody eat. That's what we've done the last 3 games. In the last 3 games, we're 2-1. We should be 3-0, but what Kansas City is. We have to figure that out because we're going to play them 2 more times. We're going to play them in the regular season, play them in the playoffs. So we have to figure out.
So you believe this coaching staff is here for long term?
I gotta say this.
I believe.
And I'm not trying to play you. I gotta say this, and I'm not trying to play you because I recall in the offseason, you and Terrence was riding high about the AFC West and all the acquisitions y'all made. You know, all the free agent pickups, Russell Wilson and Devontae. Bro, y'all was on a high horse like crazy. Y'all was saying the AFC West. Hold on, let me finish. Y'all was saying the AFC West is the best division in football. And y'all gonna be all of this, and they need to make it where it'd be the AFC versus AFC in the Super Bowl. That's how good the AFC gonna be. Y'all was talking a not look so good right now, David. I gotta point that out. That's a fact. I gotta point that out.
So let me finish saying what I've been saying the whole season long. It's a long NFL season. We only 7 games into it. It's a long NFL season. I also said this about the AFC West. I said 4 teams can go to the playoffs, and I also said that we can all finish 9-7 in the dog fight for it. But we're still going to be in the playoffs. I'm not focused on the AFC West right now. I'm focused on the Raiders and the dominance that's about to happen. Y'all about to see a dominant stretch go along, and I don't want to hear anybody say otherwise when I point the finger and telling you I told you so. I told you so. Jacobs is going to be in line for the MVP.
Okay, so this year, no cupcakes. This year is I told you so. Mike, what you got? It looked like you got something to say. Mike, what you got? You look like you got something to say. And Timmy and Cello, I promise y'all next with the Giants. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm just tripping that he just said Jacobs for MVP. I'm just like a little flabbergasted by that. But hey, I love the confidence. Listen, man, you know, anything can happen, but they, like Cello said, they got a pretty goal because of how good San Diego and Kansas City are. And then Denver, they might catch Denver on the right day, and Denver might look real. You never know. So that division is going to be a key. Other games, they hit or miss. But them division games, those are going to be key for y'all. We're still in it because our division records are all right next to each other. Yours, they're pulling away from y'all. I just want to leave that there.
Ruben, look at Ruben.
All right, I gotta go after this. But I just want to say this. In the whole NFL, y'all record is in the bottom 10th. Bottom. Like they said, y'all got a long way to go. In your own division, you're like 11th. You're like 11th. In the conference, I mean. In your own conference, you're like 11th. That's all I got to say. So y'all got a long road. I love your confidence. I love your confidence. I'm not knocking your confidence. All I'm saying is y'all got a lot of ground to catch up on.
The third easiest schedule from now until December and now until Christmas.
That don't matter.
The third don't matter. Schedule. The Giants have the second schedule.
You know where you're at. You know the probability of y'all winning a Super Bowl from y'all spot. Do you know the probability?
The probability is we're going to go to the playoffs from our spot.
You got to stay healthy for one. For one, you got to stay healthy for one. And you got to win the games that you're supposed to win. You can't make no slip-ups. You can't make none. You already got 4 losses.
That's
No room
going
for
to make
error.
it even better. That's going to make it even better. And that's why I'm so excited and ready to go. That's going to make it even better. I'm sorry if y'all didn't got confident in y'all teams like that. I do. Because I told y'all the outcome of this 2 weeks ago.
So
Okay,
you
David.
saying y'all gonna catch? So you're
Okay.
gonna catch Buffalo. You're gonna catch Kansas City. You're gonna catch Tennessee. You're gonna catch Miami.
The
All we
Jets.
The Jets.
Jets. Yeah, I was gonna say Jets.
I didn't say the Jets because the Jets you don't know because they
let,
stay hurt every year. Something go wrong with them. They don't
let
make it.
me
So
say something to y'all about those teams that y'all naming. We're not going to catch Buffalo. We're not going to catch Kansas City. San Diego, left tackle and left guard, out for the season. CJ Jackson, out for the season. We're going to catch the Chargers. I'm not worried about Tennessee or any other team in that division because they're all scrubs.
so you
I'm
saying
guaranteeing
Tennessee's a scrub, Baltimore's a scrub, Chargers,
that's not,
the Bengals
that's not the same division. That's the division I left out. That's the division I left out because the Bengals
I'm
and
talking about
Baltimore.
AFC. I'm talking about your conference. I'm not talking about division.
In our conference, all we got to catch is 7. You said we're 11. All we got to do is
Are
move
y'all
on
better
forward.
than the Steelers? Because the Steelers
The
play
Steelers
some
are
tough
done.
games.
The Steelers are done. Cut it out. Cut
They
it out.
play
We
some
don't.
tough games. They beat teams you don't think they should beat, though.
Well, they ain't on our schedule, so I ain't worried about them.
No, but they in your conference.
If they go
That's
to the
what I'm saying.
playoffs,
Are
then I'm
y'all better?
worried about them. If they ain't on our schedule, I ain't worried about them. And I'm telling y'all now, I'm not even worried about the teams on our schedule other than Kansas City. I'm not worried
I'm
about
trying
them.
to tell you, do not sleep on Jacksonville, brother.
Not
I'm
sleeping
trying to get you to understand. Just because they got a 2-5 record, they don't play a 2-5 game. I'm trying to get you to understand.
Ruben, I'm giving the finger early. I told you so. I told you so. I'm giving it to you 2 weeks early. I told you so. I told you so. I'm giving it to you 2 weeks
Boy,
early. You made me pull it out 2
David,
weeks
He
early.
done burnt his
I told
biscuit.
you so.
Go ahead, Mark.
I
Burnt
thought you was
that
talking about a different finger for a minute. I'm glad
No.
you did.
I knew where he was going. Go ahead, Mark, so I could go to Cello and Timmy.
Get your
All
cup,
right, man.
brother.
Hey,
I bet it's
I'm about to
Hey,
sign
wait,
off.
hold on, fellas,
Can I just say this
hold
real
on,
quick?
hold on, Mike, hold on. God bless, Ruben. God
All right,
bless,
God
my
bless,
brother.
brother.
Ruben.
All right,
My brother,
y'all.
bro.
Later,
Salute,
Ruben.
man.
I
Go
just
ahead,
got.
Mike.
I just want to say one thing. You cannot make the predictions you just made that y'all gonna run the gamut and run the rest of the schedule, and you not come on here with no cupcakes. That's it. You made that declaration. We expect to see cupcakes since y'all gonna run the rest of your schedule.
No.
My word.
Cupcakes was last year. We're on to the future. I told you so. That's what y'all get every week. Y'all get. I told
No,
you
because
so.
last year you did Why Not Us, and I ain't play out right. So I need get more original. Give us something else.
I'm giving it to you now. I told you so every week. I told you so.
All
Get
right, we
used
gonna
to it.
see. We gonna
Go
see.
ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Timmy and Cello, y'all next.
I'm noticing the pattern that I have to bring out. I'm noticing the pattern. Everybody making guarantees except for the moderator, not you, Steve, but the other moderator, Mike, who never makes a promise. Everybody sticks their tail out the window. David, I commend you on having that kind of confidence in your team because I looked at your schedule and yeah, for the next 4 weeks, you will be here saying, I told you so. And when he says, I told you so, I would like for the panel that's disagreeing with him to just keep their mouth closed, don't say nothing, and just listen to him say, I told you so. Because if you're looking at his schedule and looking at the momentum he done built up since those losses,
They
it's
beat a
possible.
1-4 Texas team. Stop,
What I'm
man.
saying is,
Hold on, Mike. Hold on,
Mick,
Mike. Let him
I'm not
finish.
saying he's going to the playoffs. I'm not going that far. Only David can go that far. But what I'm saying is, I can guarantee you the next 4 games, you'll be hearing I told you so. So don't get mad at him when the next 4 games he's on a 4-game winning streak and all of a sudden he's at 500 and the Raiders don't look so bad and stink at all. All I'm saying is it's easy when somebody says, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm the king of telling you what we're going to do ahead of time. And yeah, I'm quick to take responsibility for it. But if you're not going to do that, and it goes to everybody on the panel, if you're not willing to stick your tail out for your team, don't be gleeful when you're terrified and say, now, no. And I want to bring this out, Steve. What's your record, David?
We are 2-4.
All right, that's all I asked you. What's your record, Mike?
See, you clearly don't listen.
I'm asking you a question.
Why you don't
What is
listen?
your record? I'm asking the question.
Yeah, you're see the
What
thing.
is your record?
My
I'm
leader
asking the
division has
question.
4 wins.
What
We
is
have
your
3.
record?
Look at the
I
leader of
asked
his
the question.
division. You
What's
missing
your
that.
record?
Mike, let him finish. Let him finish, then I'm coming to
I
you. Go
asked
ahead.
you one question. What is your record?
We are 3-4.
Okay. How come a 2 and what? What's your record?
2-4.
How come a 2-4 team can guarantee the next 4 wins, but you won't guarantee nothing? I have yet to hear you guarantee anything. Let me hear you guarantee the next 4 wins, because he in a worse boat than you, but you won't guarantee nothing. Stop sitting there being gleeful
They don't
when
have
you
belief.
don't
They
have
don't
the
have
courage in
belief
your
in their
own
team like
team
that.
to
Can I
win
They ain't
4
got
straight.
belief in their team like
He's
that. That's
fabricating.
why.
If you're gonna speak,
Come on,
speak,
man. You
the
can't
fact
do
bring
that.
some
I
order.
told you I'm not
Let's
going
bring
to
some
do
order.
stuff.
the
Because they ain't
beginning
got
of
belief
the
in their
season,
team
I
like that.
declared,
Let's bring
and I
some
still
order.
declare it. We are Super Bowl or bust. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're turning
I
it
want to hear
around.
you say the next 4 straight.
We're
Next 4.
turning it around. We're going to
No.
the
Are you
Bowl.
going to win the next 4 straight? You do the same bet he did, so you can come on here and you can point your finger and say, I told you so.
We'll win 10 to 9 games. That's where we at. We're
No.
going to get at least 9 wins. We backed in last year. We'll back in again if we need to. But once we
David,
get
you got 4 straight, David? When I get 4 straight out your mouth?
First head.
Or,
So for you to
4
say
straight?
somebody don't put their
I'm
mouth
giving you 5. I
in,
told you he's going on a 6 or 7
He's
game win.
5.
I ain't
He's
said
giving me 5.
you
Let me
said
get
4.
3
I'm
from you, Mick.
going on a
But
6.
I need 3 straight from you, Mick. And he giving me 5. I need 3 straight.
I don't deal in fantasy. David,
Yeah, all right.
I'm getting
It's called
forced.
being scared. Called
But it
being
ain't
scared.
reality.
Mike, we not getting 4 straight. Mike, we not getting 4
No,
straight.
you're not getting 4 straight.
Mike, when we win 4 in a row, I need for you to come
Full
on here in
video.
a silver and black Raider uniform.
Absolutely not. It's not a bet that goes with my Niners. When we play y'all, then you tell me that. If
Because
you play,
we're winning 4 in a row.
why would I bet on another team? When you play us, let's go to the game and see how that play out.
I already offered you that. You turned it down.
No, I did. I'm
That's
here.
all he do is turn it down.
Mark,
That's it. If it ain't the Cowboys, he turned it down. He ain't got no coverage.
You
This
turned
night.
it down. You turned it down. Trying to bring it back along. We got to a slow start. Cut it out.
No, he's making it up because I said I would go to Vegas. I'm not even away in January or whenever we play y'all. Let's go. I'd have been to Vegas twice in the last 3 minutes. Let's go.
I offered it to you.
You said you weren't able to go.
I said New Year's Day we playing y'all. You said no, I'm gonna be busy. And then you saw our record.
You said
back
that.
Up. Cut it out.
You said that. I'm
All right,
available, brother. I work from home. I'm available. Let's go.
Let's move on. Let's move on because we got to get to the Giants and the Eagles.
True
so
that.
let's move on. I appreciate y'all passion. I appreciate your energy that y'all bringing. I love it. It makes the show. But let's move on because we got to get to the Giants and the Eagles. Timmy and Cello. The Giants is 6-1. Let's talk about the Giants. Who want to go first? Timmy or Cello? Which one of y'all want to go first? Talk to me, man.
Let Cello go.
All right, go ahead, Cello. He passing it to you.
I love it, man. Listen, I love the national media go crazy. A lot of people putting their foot in their mouth to the point that you seeing a double standard. Now you got cats talking about Daniel Jones don't throw enough. He doing what he need to do to win the freaking game. Now y'all want to start talking all this garbage, you know what I'm saying? Analysis. You know, that's why I must respect the Fanatics Live, because we bring it straight real here, you know? Even though, you know, we bring the Fanatics and everything, but listen, sometimes you just like, man, the fact that even some people saying, oh, it's because of Barkley. Well, you ain't watching the games, because it definitely ain't just because of Barkley.
Daniel Jones is the glue.
Then somebody, listen,
Offensively.
Cats slept. Cats did not know Daniel Jones was this athletic. Daniel Jones is this athletic. How many quarterbacks you see get 100 yards rushing and over 100 yards, getting 200 yards passing? The cat turnovers. He ain't turnover Dan no more. He ain't turnover Dan no more. The Giants brought in the right coaching staff for Daniel Jones. Remember, Daniel Jones went through like 4 offensive coordinators. He had to learn a new system like every 4 years, every 3 years. And now this is his 4th year. Another new system he had to learn, but this is the right system. Quarterback to progress the right way. And we seeing Daniel Jones not on. Now some people want to say, oh, he's just managing the game right. Well, you ain't watching the games. You ain't watching the games. Just give Daniel Jones his respect, man. He's making people looking like fools right now, and they don't want to accept it. It ain't no coincidence the Giants 6-1 right now. They 6-1 because they know how to win games now. Since 2016, they did not know how to win games. The culture was all messed up. It's important it is for the general manager and the coach to come in at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So the teams are preparing. Every week, we're seeing teams preparing to stop Barkley. But Daniel Jones is kicking their behinds. Because hey, Steve, Tim, how many times have we seen that fake to Barkley? And the whole defensive line goes to Barkley's side. And there you go, Daniel Jones running it up, baby. One last thing I'm going to say right here, right? In the 4th quarter, when the Giants had that last, do you know they ran the same play 8 times in a row? Because they couldn't stop it? Because now they like, oh, snap, Daniel Jones keep getting these runs off. We got to pay attention to him too. And Barkley was just getting those runs 8 times in a row. The Giants ran the same play 8 times in a row. You don't see that in the NFL. The coaching staff, it starts with the coaching staff. It starts with the coaching staff. The coaches are out coaching. The coaches are out coaching. They're making the adjustments. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley like superstars. I love it.
Facts!
Listen, I love
I'm not on the controls, by the way. That wasn't me. I'm not being biased. I'm not on the controls, by the way.
Listen, we done went through some tough times.
Yes, Cello, I ain't mad at you.
We won the Super Bowl. We won the Super Bowl in 2012. But then we went some tough times. 2016 came, we went to the playoffs. Then the whole boat thing happened. We went through some more tough times. Man, I'm so happy that the Giants is back up. I done put the meme out there. Let them know that we back up. The Cowboys, y'all ran out of time. Y'all ran out of time, Mark.
I don't even know how I got to the conversation.
Hold on, I got you.
I'm gonna wait for my time.
No.
I'll wait for my time, bro. I'll wait
this
for
is
my
what
time.
I'm gonna say. Lamar, shout outs to you because y'all got one when we was down. The Cowboys ain't get one when we was down. Now we back up, baby. You jealous. You in 3rd place watching. I told you I ain't gonna do no bet.
Hold on, L.
I just want you to watch.
We was always
I just
up.
want you to watch.
We swept through the last 4 years.
Hold on, Mark and L.
I give it to Philly because Philly got
I need y'all to hold on.
Not only Philly got one when we was down, but they beat the Patriots too. No, was it the Patriots?
Yes, it was the
Yes, they
Patriots.
beat the
Oh,
Patriots
now I
too. So
know
I'm
what you're
like,
talking about.
dang.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, the Patriots lost to two NFC East teams. Two NFC East teams. So I give Philly their respect. I give the Philly their respect. They got one Super Bowl when we was down. Cowboys ain't getting none. Cowboys in third place right now. I don't
I got
listen,
5, bro.
Mark. You can't
I
say
got
Hold
nothing.
5,
on,
bro.
Mark.
Don't
Hold on,
I'm
Mark.
don't you
I
talking
got
slick.
you.
I got
listen?
5, bro.
I got you,
Hey,
Mark. Hold
hey,
Talking
on.
real
Mark. Hey,
greasy.
Mark.
I
Hey,
can't
Mark.
lie to
Don't you
greasy. When the last
listen?
time you
No,
beat the
you
Cowboys, bro?
Hold
Steve,
on,
it's
Mark.
my
When the
I
time,
last
got
Steve.
you.
time
I
you beat
got
the
you. I
Steve, it's my
got
Cowboys?
you.
time, Steve.
When the
I
last time
got
you
you.
beat the
It's
I
my
Cowboys?
got
Answer
time,
you,
that
Steve.
Mark.
question.
I
When
didn't
the
let him.
last time that
I
you beat
didn't
the
let him
Cowboys?
interrupt you, Mark. Mark,
Answer that question.
I didn't
When the
let
last
him
Steve,
time the
interrupt you.
Giants beat the Cowboys?
Come on,
Answer
Mark.
that
he's
question.
upset.
Come on,
I'll
Mark. I
mute
did.
Listen,
I
myself
even
did.
though
while you talk
I'm
about
gonna
that
let you
dumbass.
go.
even though they beat us, we still ahead of them. That beating wasn't enough, my brother, because we still y'all in third place and we got one more game.
What you doing?
No, no, no,
You
wait,
playing
no.
Madden? You
Hold
playing
Another
on,
thing,
Mark.
Madden?
another thing is like
You think you can rewrite
another thing.
history? You play Madden?
Listen,
We done beat y'all the
he
last
into
Hold
4
on,
years.
Mark. Mark, you gotta
Stop it,
hold
bro.
on.
Stop it. Stop letting them talk crazy and not correcting
He
them.
get to say. He
You
get to
can't
say.
sit be saying he
Everybody.
did anything against you
You
when y'all
can't
ain't beat us
control
in the
what he
last
say.
3-4 years,
Mark,
dog.
you gotta
Stop
let
it,
him
man.
go.
I
listen,
Go ahead,
told you no
Cello, because I
listen.
gotta go to
talking,
Tim.
Don't you ever compare Ezekiel Elliott
boy.
ever in your life again to Saquon Barkley because you
He
know
got
who you got to
10,000
compare him
yards.
to now.
He
Come
got
on, Mark.
10,000
Wait,
yards.
Mark, I
He
don't
got
want to mute you.
10,000
Come
yards.
on, man. Come
Walker
you
on.
not
know.
even close to
I
10,000
don't want to
yards. You
mute you,
sound
Mark. Come
crazy.
on. Come
Hey,
on.
Steve, man,
Listen,
if you're going to be the moderator,
listen.
stop letting this
No,
crazy
He
talk go on, bro.
he gotta
Stop
say
letting this
he
dude just
get to
run his
say
mouth because he happy.
he get to say
Just
his
run his
spill
mouth
just
because he
like you get
happy.
to say your
Yo,
spill.
word is born. This time next week, you're going to wish you didn't know me. Because after you lose to Seattle, I'm on your ass all day long,
Mark, I
every
gotta mute
day.
you. I
Bet
gotta mute
that.
you. I tried.
you said that about Jacksonville, but anyway, um, you know who you got to compare Zeke to now when it comes to rushing? Daniel Jones, because Zeke only has 100 yards more rushing than Daniel Jones. Don't you ever in your life compare Ezekiel Elliott to Saquon Barkley. Ever. And
Again,
now,
that's not me on the controls again.
and so like I said, I'm happy. We had to hear it a lot for the past years. But now we back up, baby. And I'm going to talk my talk. That's right. The Cowboys thought they was going to be in first place right now. But they got humbled. So
Let me talk.
keep watching, Mark.
How you humbling
No, you
somebody
not
and you
next.
lost
Tim
to
Hold on,
me?
next.
Mark.
You
Hold on,
Timmy's
Mark.
lost.
next.
You
I gotta go to
lost.
Tim.
You
How
don't
you
go
I
humble
got
next.
me, son?
I
What you
gotta go to
humble?
Tim, Mark.
What,
Mark, I'm gonna
wait,
give
what
you
you
your chance
humble?
to rebuttal. Hold
How
on,
you
let me go
humble
to
me and I
Tim.
beat the hell out of you
Let
at
me go
home?
to
What
Tim,
did you
Mark.
humble?
Mark,
You sound
I gotta go to
you
Tim.
letting this stupid talk go.
Go ahead, Tim. Talk your talk, Tim.
Talk your talk, Tim.
You gotta mute
Oh, I'm
it.
sorry. I muted him. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're 6-1. Later on down the line, when we play against the Cowboys the next time, like I said, it's gonna be a split. It's not gonna be a sweep.
Woo. Tell him, Tim. Talk that talk.
You can
Pull
burn
that
the
up.
broom all you want, Mark. Burn the
Sound
broom.
stupid.
Burn that
Sound
broom.
stupid.
Pull that
Because
up.
you won't be needing it.
Sound stupid.
You can give it to the wicked witch of the west. The wicked witch of the west in the land of Oz.
Steve, let me
Let
know
her
when I go.
use it.
I got you. I got you, Mark. Go ahead, Tim.
When we play against Seattle, it's not gonna be an easy. It's not gonna be an easy game. It's gonna be a hard-fought game. Saquon Barkley had 741 rushing yards for the season, and I'm pretty happy. That means we're getting close to 1,000 yards right now. Every time that Saquon Barkley gets the ball, we're expecting 100 yards rushing on every single game. But like I said, it's going to be a revenge tour.
Mike doesn't like the fact that you use that. But let me ask you this real quick, Tim, and I'm coming to you so you can have your rebuttal, Mark. So you feel like Barkley is the workhorse for the Giants offense right now?
Right now, yes.
What you say, Cello?
I'm saying, man, Daniel Jones is. I mean, he wasn't offensive player of the week for nothing. Like you have to prepare against Daniel Jones, not just Barkley. Because when they run that play option, man, that joint is lethal. I see it. They're running it perfectly. You know when you're watching a game and you thought the ball went into the running back hands and it fakes you on TV? That doesn't happen to me a lot of times when I'm watching the Giants. I'm looking and I'm like, you go there, go Daniel Jones. And not only Daniel Jones, you see the speed. Daniel Jones has progressed every year. I'm really seeing Daniel Jones becoming a really good quarterback before my eyes. And it's not just his running ability. The cat can throw the ball. He can put it right in the pocket. And then not only that, but when you look at his technique looking tighter and tighter. That cat, the footstep, the footwork, and not only that, but he might be putting in more work than your quarterback. Putting the most work in than any quarterback in the NFL right now. For Saquon Barkley to say, I never seen nobody put the work in like Daniel Jones. And you seeing the results of it. You seeing the results. Listen, you put in the work, you get some good results. And we 6-1, baby. And it is not just because of Barkley.
I got
it's
you,
not
David.
just the coaching staff.
First.
You
man, let me go.
Daniel Jones is.
I got you,
Mark. Gotta give, and I'm feeling more confident with Daniel Jones than that. I would like to say that I'm happy he's on our team. I'd rather have him than Dak. How you like that, buddy?
Hold on,
buddy?
No,
you like
let
that,
me
buddy?
go,
You're gonna go, Mark. Let me just ask Mike and Lamar.
Yo, I'm at 8% on my phone, bro. I need to hurry up.
I just want to ask them one question, and then I'm gonna let you go. To what Cello just said. Cello said, "Well, you at 8%. I ask them after you go. Go ahead. No, because he's gonna want to rebuttal you.
Matter of fact, mute him so I can get what I need to get out, bro.
If he cut you off, I got you.
Don't mute him. The saddest part is your whole measuring stick is my boys. Your whole everything is my boys. You 6-1? Guess who you lost to, bruh? On your best year is us. And guess who you've been losing to the last 4 years is us. So no matter how good you are, guess who you lose to on a permanent basis? Us. Don't you ever sit and put yourself in the same category. You're not in the penthouse. I'm in the penthouse. You down on the 3rd floor by the ground floor by the stores, dog. You'll never be us. You'll never be us.
Again, that's not
you
me.
Who was that, Steve? Every time you talk your talk, make sure. Listen, every time. What? What'd you say, Stevie?
No, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Okay, every time you talk, make sure when you talk, you don't look at me when you do that. Because what you doing is playing fantasy football because you didn't beat me, bruh. Your record is blemished because of me. You was at home. You was at 100%. You had Barkley. You had Daniel Jones. You had the same 100%. Coach. You was 100% when we beat y'all. And I beat you with a backup quarterback, son. So while you're sitting there talking that talk, just remember, you haven't had a victory against me and the longest, bro. You don't know how it feels to beat the Cowboys, and you still don't know. So
Get
while
ready for
Philly
your
undefeated,
Thanksgiving to be spoiled.
Hold on, Cello. Hold on, Cello.
while
Get
you
ready
wait,
for your
while you
Thanksgiving to be spoiled.
hey,
Hold on, Cello.
hey, hey, I want the panel to know that you'll never hear me say, "Oh, I gotta beat the Giants." Only thing you'll hear me say is, "Oh, I gotta beat Philly." Why? Because Philly is over top of me and they undefeated. I look past the Giants. Not only is your turkey gonna suck on Thanksgiving, you better not eat no cranberry sauce, dog. Because the minute you eat it, you'll be gonna throw it up. Because we gonna beat you. Yo, the greatest part about sweeping y'all is only thing you'll be talking about is how good Barkley and Daniel Jones is, but you'll never be able to say they good against us. We shut him down. Did he have 100 against us? Huh? Answer that question. No. Did Daniel Jones have 300 yards passing against us? No. So everything you saying, make sure when you say it, you don't point it this way. Because that's like me talking to Lamar, acting like I didn't beat him. I lost to the Eagles. I can't say nothing to Lamar until I beat the Eagles. You ain't
Yeah,
beat
you was
me in
home
years.
too.
You haven't beaten me. Listen, you haven't beaten the Cowboys in years, bro.
I'm gonna have a
Years.
great Thanksgiving.
Years. And you can't have a great one because you had your chance at home.
I can't
You
wait.
coming to do Lions dinner on Thanksgiving. You know how bright them lights gonna be? You ain't ready for that type of prime time, buddy.
Even
America's
better.
on. Everybody's looking at you. We're gonna destroy you and beat you the hell up and send you back to New York. And Thanksgiving come, you're gonna be very upset. You're gonna sit on here and you're gonna talk, oh, you know what, yo, we should have won, yo. We Mondale didn't play the right defense. I don't wanna hear none of that. I don't wanna hear none of that. When you speak and you talk, I'm sick of your mouth talking about us, and you have nothing but L's behind your record when it comes to us for the last 4. I can't remember the last time we lost to y'all. And that's on my kids.
2 years
I
ago.
can't remember the last time y'all won a Super Bowl, you
Yo,
trash.
you can bring that up, but you ain't won the Super Bowl since Odell was on that boat, and you
All right,
won't see another one no time soon. Because guess what? In order for you to go to the Super Bowl, you have to go through the Cowboys. And if you happen to luck out and beat us, guess who else you got to go through? Philly. And ain't nowhere in hell you sweep them both teams in 1 year. You're not that good, bro. And the saddest part is, I was going to actually give you credit, but you can't keep us out your mouth. You know why? Because you too envious, bro. I told you, it rots you to your core, man. You can't sit there and hate something you don't beat. You envy it and you try to get better, and you haven't gotten better. You've gotten better in everybody else's eyes, yeah. But for me, you're the same old Giants, bro. And you'll always be the same old Giants until you beat me, man.
Thank you.
Thank
you for beating us all those times.
You talk about these 100
I'm
yards.
gonna enjoy this
When
Thanksgiving
the last
win.
time Daniel Jones ran 100 yards
And I'm
on
gonna
us?
enjoy this new era.
Say never. When the last
Those
time
days
Barkley
are
ran
over.
100 yards on us this year? Say never.
I Cello. All right, Mark.
Over, Mike.
All right. Go ahead.
How they owe you when you didn't win yet?
Go ahead, Mike, then Dave.
Oh, no, all I'm saying is, listen, talk your talk, Cello. That's all I got to say. Talk your talk.
All right, David.
He can talk and he ain't talking to me when he talking it. You 6 and Cowboys. That's what you are. 6 and Cowboys. So when you say,
those days are over.
6 and Cowboys.
All right, fellas, it's on David. Go ahead,
All right,
David.
Cal,
I'm coming to you, Lamar.
I try not to hate against the Giants because they are winning right now, and winning is a good feeling. But enjoy it while it lasts, because Barkley didn't pick up his fifth-year option, and your cap salary and your salary cap is gonna be one and done year for the Giants. They're gonna have to figure something out next year, or they're gonna have to pay them now. Y'all can't pay the piper financially. Just think about that. And you also have
we got the right staff.
which is going to be huge.
We got the right staff to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. I get to say
Cello,
something.
you had a rebuttal. Hold on.
I just said we got the right.
I gotta give him a chance to rebuttal. L. Go ahead, Cello.
We got the right staff to figure that out, man. Come on, man. We
Okay.
6-1 with the roster that we have. Remember, we don't have the talented roster that everyone says we don't have, and we 6-1. Now we got the right staff who brought us to 6-1 at this
Six
point.
and Cowboys, man.
Remember, there's
Cowboys,
still
Hold
dog.
on,
players.
L. Hold on, Mark. Hold on, Mark.
Remember, there's still players. There's still y'all already know we let go of Tony. The Giants had to do it. Tony, his own world. Giants had to do it, and guess what? I'm happy they did it because they wasn't scared to do it. You need that type of coaching staff. You need that type of general manager. Not only that, they proven themselves in another organization who's bringing this organization's culture back. Like I said, time's up, baby. We back. And we back
You
for
know,
the
you
long
said the same
run.
thing about that. You said the
And you
same
gonna
thing about
see it.
the last
Hold on,
coach.
Mark.
You gonna
Hold
see
on,
it.
Mark.
You talk
So
about the
I have faith and belief that the coaching staff, the GM, I believe they're gonna work everything out with Cap, with the right raw. We in good hands right now, baby. And I'm excited because it's been a while. It's been a while. And don't mistake my joy with pride. Cause this is all joy, man. The fact that I can come on here with a winning record and
Six
brag
and
about my
Cowboys. Yep.
boys.
Six and Cowboys. You're gonna be cool. You'll be
Six and
6 and Eagles.
Cowboys with the Cowboys in third place and the Giants in second place. So
That'll
my
be
man,
rectified
keep
this
looking
weekend.
up, catch
Hold on,
up, brother.
fellas. Hold on.
I
Your
specifically,
Thanksgiving is gonna
I
be
do want
terrible.
to comment on one thing. Cello said, he said, yeah, I ain't proud. That's not what you were saying last year when I was talking and when Lamar was talking. Matter of fact, you called Lamar out, said, yo, you real prideful right now. The Eagles is winning. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen, and I said,
Okay.
and I'm
Quiet as
going.
a church
Exactly.
mouse last year.
Listen, but
Exactly.
Quiet as a church mouse last year. You got
was
your
it? But
chest
wait,
stuck
was
out.
the
All right,
Eagles
fellas.
as bad as the was the
I gotta
Eagles as
let him
bad as the
finish so I
Called
Giants
can
the
been?
go to
car out. I
Lamar.
remember it.
I
Was
gotta
the
let him
Eagles
finish because I
as
gotta go
bad?
to Lamar.
Was the Eagles as bad as the Giants been these past years?
Doesn't matter.
Yes,
Not
we
at
was.
all.
Who
I'm
cares?
who who
Draft back.
the Giants was a laughing stock. Yeah. Laughing stock.
For the last 3-4
Embarrassing.
years.
Hold
We
on,
was
Mark.
embarrassing. Remember, Philly just won the Super Bowl. They still was good off of that. They still was good off of that. You know what I'm saying? We was a laughing stock of the league. Lost our culture. We back, baby. I'm prideful. It's even more than just it's the wins are very important, and we want to win the Super Bowl this year. We want to win the Super Bowl this year. But what I'm saying is the
Are
fact
you
that you
listening?
seeing fans, the
Hold on,
fact that you
David.
Are you
seeing
going to
fans
Hold
going
on,
at Jack,
David. Hold on.
the fact that the Giants went to Jacksonville and it felt like it was a home game. You know how long it's been since we seen that? Man, I'm super happy for this. And I'm confident that we can beat the Cowboys and the Eagles and take that number one spot. So best believe I'm happy with this because now we can compete with the Cowboys and Eagles in our division and still the number one spot. While
You may
the
laugh
Eagles get
now.
all the love
Say
right
Hold
this
on,
now
with
fellas.
the
Hold
Hey,
on.
money.
Hold
hey,
on.
Put
hey.
people
Hold
at
on.
the
home,
number
bro.
one
Hold on.
spot.
Now,
Hold on.
listen.
Hold on. Hold on.
People
Hold
at
on. Hold on.
home.
Hold on.
They're
That
talking
coach
Go
like
ahead,
they're
is
going to
L.
win.
ain't no
Go
modesty.
ahead, L. Go ahead, L. It's on you, Lamar.
We talk about the Giants or we shifting to Philly?
We coming to Philly next. Y'all next.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna be really quick tonight because we on our bye week. Cello, keep the same energy. I understand where you coming from. It's been a long time. You expressed it. You kept it real on tonight. I picked it up on the chat. You're cheery. You're very happy. I understand that, brother. I truly, truly understand that. But at the same time, I just want you to understand that your 6-1 is working for me. All right. Your 6-1 is working for me because at the same time, we can't rest because y'all 6-1. We can't take nothing for granted because y'all 6-1. So we gonna keep grinding just like y'all grinding. Same thing with the Cowboys. And you need to be careful because you between a tight spot. We above you, and the Cowboys is right behind you. And if you don't stay focused, and if y'all don't stay on top of your game, you can slip from second place to third place in an instant. So I say,
but that's the same thing for y'all.
But that could be applied
exactly.
for y'all too.
So all of our time, so all of our teams need to keep grinding. That's all I'm saying.
You not Philly, dog.
We ain't little
You ain't
brothers.
got Philly offense or defense.
No sparring
Stop
partners.
comparing yourself to Philly because you're not
for the number
Philly,
one
son.
spot.
All right, let's.
You're not Philly, bro.
Sparring partners.
You're not
right,
Philly.
Y'all, we not
You're
here
not
to
Philly.
spar with y'all.
And when
We
you,
here to
and when
steal
you
the number
lose
one
this,
spot.
when you lose this weekend, all you're gonna see is a bunch of steps with you looking up because you're gonna lose this weekend because one thing Pete Carroll does is stop the run. So, matter of fact, what's happy about this situation
That's what every
is
team been trying to.
listen, they got a running back. So don't think that they don't, because Walker's been doing his numbers. And one thing you can't do, one thing you don't do, and one thing you the worst at is pass defense. Guess who the best quarterback right now completion percentage in deep ball is?
Geno Smith.
Geno, dog.
Guess who got the best quarterback rating for the past 4 weeks? Daniel Jones.
So guess what?
Don't bring
Geno,
that. Don't listen. We coming for the number one spot. Y'all better be on your A game every week.
All right, let's bring some.
I thought we was gonna be. Listen, y'all thought we was gonna be. No, we coming for the number one spot.
Let's bring
fellas.
some. Let's bring some rhyme or reason to this.
That number one spot. He ain't beat us. You picking Cowboys. You talking about the number one spot. Beat us, man.
Before I moderate and let Steven give his after Lamar's.
Hey, Stevie, I apologize, Stevie.
I'm good, Mike. I'm good.
No, I gotta hear from you too, sir. I definitely
I'm good. I'm good. I want to go to Lamar because we almost on 2 hours, so I want to go to Lamar to hear about the Eagles. They in the number one spot, so we gotta give him his time to speak. Even though they had a bye this week, they didn't play this week, but they're in the number one, so we gotta give him a chance to say what he gotta.
And B Clark, where you at? We ain't forget.
Yo, he been ghost.
Exactly.
He's not a man of his word because he said he'll be on this week, didn't he?
He was on the night and said he'll be on. And David's here, so if David's here, I don't understand.
And he froze.
Well, go ahead, L, while Mike is froze. Go ahead, L.
I'm going to just cut in and say this. B. Clark been ghost since the day of the bet. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, we ain't heard from him. He ain't been on the chat.
Facts.
He ain't been on the show. He got his boy David covering for him. Saying why he not here, things of that nature. Mark came on last week. Mark was a man of his word. He did. We agreed on. So listen, man. All I got to say is this. Absolutely. Listen, man. I'm not gonna get on here and brag. The record speaks for itself. If you've been watching the games, you see what we're putting out there every week. We got top flight defense. We got a top flight offense. We the real deal. Everybody's been talking about us, and for good reason. But I'm not gonna act like the Eagle fan that's saying oh yeah, it's a guarantee, it's in the bag. I've been saying it each week. We got to continue to improve. We got to continue to work. We just added Robert Quinn to our roster, big addition. So expect us to bring that heat. And we got to play y'all twice, Cello. So, hey, man, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm going to say. Keep that same energy. Everything you was joyful about, what you was talking about with Daniel Jones, we was doing that last year, dog, and we still doing it this year. All the offense is a carbon copy of what we've been doing with Jalen Hurts. So that ain't going to be nothing new to us. We know how to play it. We know how to stop it. So you're going to have to do better than that. Trust me. You're going to have to do better than that because we know all about that zone read option. As a matter of fact, we started it back when we went to the Super Bowl. So trust me, we're very familiar with that. But to everybody else, man, like I said, I like what the Giants is doing. They producing. I'm not here gonna dog them, and I'm not dogging the Cowboys as a team.
You just did dog the Giants, though.
No, I'm talking about this Giant fan right here.
No, but you did dog the Giants. You just said we know how to stop it. They carbon copying us. That's dogging the Giants.
Yes,
That's
that
the first
is.
time I heard you. That's the first
That's
time I heard
talking
you
about
talk
your
smack.
offense and what
That's-
Cello was pointing out. That ain't dogging the Giants.
That is dogging the
Y'all been-
Giants. But
That's
you
dogging
free
the
to do it. You free to do it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you free to do it.
You free to do it. Go ahead.
All I'm pointing out is that everything he was talking about, we've been doing it already. We seen it already. We know all about it. He came at me first on tonight. Let's go back to that. He came at me first on tonight. He said, we coming for your spot. We want Philly. We ready for Philly. So,
Why
hey.
not?
Free to do that. Y'all
Well,
all
we
free to
right.
do that.
Sparring?
Absolutely.
Hold on, Cello. Hold on, Cello.
No, we
Hold on,
6-1.
Hold on, Cello. Hold
We
on,
coming
Cello.
for the number one
Cello,
spot.
hold on.
We ain't
Hold
here to
on,
be
Cello.
sparring partners.
I don't want to mute y'all. Hold on. Hold on.
My bad, Steve. My bad, Lamar. My bad, Steve.
Lamar, understand this. I have no gripes about anybody getting on any team. You're free to do it. I'm not going to mute you if you talk bad about the Giants. I'm not going to mute the Giants if they talk bad about the Eagles, the Cowboys, Commanders, nobody. You're free to do it. That's what Fanatics is about. I'm not a person who's going to be biased. I'm just moderating and I'm listening. I haven't been biased all night.
That's true. You're right.
I've been straight up all night. I haven't been biased. I didn't give nobody facts. Only time I hit the button was for David when he got guru status. That's my only time. Every other time was Mike hitting it. So you're free to do it. I'm not telling you not to do it, L. I'm just telling you that is what you were doing. So go ahead, carry on. It's still your go.
We ain't need a disclaimer from that. Let that man talk his talk.
Hold on, Lamar. Mark, real quick. I gotta give Mike something real quick. I got something for Mike.
Trash.
No
disclaimers.
Finish your. That's on his no disclaimer. Finish your rant, Lamar.
No, basically, like I said, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet on tonight. The record speaks for itself. The energy that Cello is dishing on tonight, you should be feeling that way. You should be talking that way. But understand, we at the king of the mountain right now. We at the top of the hill right now. So you gunning for
right
us
now.
Okay. I love
We're
that.
not playing to keep.
Could I ask
We're
Lamar
not
a
playing
question?
so y'all can stay there.
Could I ask Lamar a quick question?
I got you, Mark. You next, Mark. You next, and then Tim, and then David. Go ahead, L.
Yo, I'm at 3%.
I want the question.
All right, go ahead, Mark.
Okay, Lamar, really quick. You are king of the mountain, right? And that's a fact. Undisputed. I beat the Giants. So guess who right behind you as in king of the mountain? Right there nipping at your bud. What I'm trying to say is,
now
until
what the record says.
The record said you lost to us, dog. I keep telling you.
Hold on,
record said
hold on, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go after Lamar and David. Cello, go ahead.
The good thing is you better learn quick. Division wins mean more than any wins you can get outside of the division. You're gonna learn that real quick, bro. Because right now you 0-1 in the division. You play Philly, you 0-2. You go to Dallas on Thanksgiving, you'll be 0-3. Guess what that makes you? You might not even make it into the playoffs if somebody else does good. So keep talking your talk now because I'm gonna remember and I got receipts on this show. Because the minute you lose this weekend, guess where you go? Right underneath me. And your record will be better. But guess what? Inside of I do have a question for Lamar. Lamar, how long do you think you can sustain staying undefeated?
Good question.
Truthfully?
Good question.
Truthfully.
Our
That's not me
record
being
is
smart. I'm just asking a question, given your schedule, because I know you know your schedule. Is there any part of your schedule that you like, yo, this is the rough patch?
We had a couple of rough ones in the beginning, but truthfully, it's when we meet the Giants and when we meet y'all. That y'all our toughest competition right now.
Us or the Giants?
He said both.
I'm gonna say both teams.
Can't say both. You haven't played the Giants to beat them yet. So the only team that you have played, technically,
Yeah, but they
if you
play the Giants
go
at the
about
end of the
records,
season.
yeah, I can understand. But until you play the Giants, the toughest team right now that you play is the Cowboys. I don't even want to go on that. I'm talking about, do you think you have a chance to go undefeated given what your schedule is? Or do you think that maybe it's a rough patch? You get what I'm saying? I'm not dissing you. I'm asking you because just
I
like
don't know.
New England undefeated.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think we're gonna go undefeated, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I'd rather have a loss, understand, what it's like, and have to bounce back from a loss, and then go into the playoffs, recoup, and re-energize for the task at hand, and that's to go into the playoffs successful and ready to go for the big goal. And we know what that all is. That's Super Bowl, baby.
That's a fact.
Okay. Go ahead, David, because you had something, and then I'm coming back to you, Cello and Mike.
Lamar kind of answered
Look
my
like Mark
question
froze.
about with the new addition that they got in there with Robert Quinn. They easily, hands down, have the position in football right now. So I was going to ask, what's the chance he believes in him going to answer that question? And really, not even on paper, just even with the way that I don't see too many teams. Actually, I don't see a team left on their schedule.
So you think they can go undefeated?
They can run the table the rest of the way, yeah.
That's why I said that. I saw his schedule. I don't see them really losing another game.
Yes,
That's
you
my
do.
opinion. I mean,
listen. My turn. Hey, Steve, is my go?
I'm trying to be nice to you so I can let you down when you lose to us. So I'm saying I don't see you winning.
I got you, Tim.
But listen,
All right, Cello, go ahead.
can I just say one last thing, and then we'll give it to Cello?
Let me let him rebuttal Cello because it is his team. I've been letting people
Go ahead.
rebuttal.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I'm coming to
Listen.
you and Tim. And Mike.
Listen, I've been here too many times. Having a good record, having a good season. I'm here, fellas. It's about what you do in January. So right now, my mentality is all about positioning. It's all about getting in the best possible position before we go into the playoffs. And then once we get to January, then that's when the real talk can begin. Because all we doing is talking records, talking stats. But last year, y'all made it plain. All of this stuff don't matter. It's what you do in the playoffs. So when we get to January, that's what I said. When we get to January, I want to see the energy then. I want to see the talk then, because that's when the games really, really matter. And I'm here to tell you right now, and I believe y'all know this to be true too. We gonna be one of them teams. So, the road to success. Eventually, you're gonna have to run into the Philadelphia Eagles, and we gonna be one of those obstacles standing in your way. So, like I said, you can have fun now. You can enjoy what's going on now, but what really matters is what happens in January. Mike, you made up a good point earlier about your team. You was in the same position like this last year. And people probably was counting out the 49ers. But what happened? Y'all ran the table late. You got into the playoffs hot, and you went to the championship game. So it's about what you do in January.
NFC championship, like I said at the beginning of the year, that has not changed.
You did call that, Mike. You did call that. I thought it was trash, but you did call that. Go ahead, Cello.
First off, I just want to say this. First thing, listen, if my team's in a position to go undefeated and win it all undefeated, I want that. Miami Dolphins did it. Miami's Dolphins.
That was in 1972.
Why not do it this time?
Tell them, Tim.
I would want my team to go undefeated. I don't want my team to lose. I want them to win every single game and win the Super Bowl to be able to be one of the only two teams to ever have done it. Second, you hear how these guys talk, man? Like as if the Giants is just a sparring partner. When we 6-1, why not
Punch
us?
some.
Why
Punch
not
dummy.
us?
Hold on, Mark.
No,
You
no,
gotta let
no,
him
no.
finish.
Don't talk. Don't. Why not us? Anything could happen with Philly. We could end up getting better than Philly.
You can use David
We could
Frank.
end up. Listen. This is all I'm saying. Don't be sitting here talking like the Giants is sparring partners to the Cowboys and the Eagles as if we gonna lose all the games in our division and only beat the Commanders. No,
Hold on,
y'all
Dave.
disrespecting.
Yo, he
No,
using
y'all
Frank.
disrespecting my team as if we the little brothers of the division. No, my team is ready to steal the division. And y'all better be ready when y'all play us. Y'all better be ready when y'all play us.
Hold on, Mark.
Like I said, we got the Cowboys once given day on a big stage, and then we got the Eagles. The final, I think, 4 games 2 times. And the funny thing is the NFL had the Eagles play the Giants the last game of the season. Will that game mean something? Will it mean for first place in the NFC East?
No,
So
we'll be
y'all
resting
better
our
be on y'all
starters,
A
dog.
game.
We'll be resting
Y'all
the
better
starters
be
by the
on
time
y'all ain't
Not
gonna
your
be
go,
resting y'all
Lamar.
starters when y'all
Lamar,
play
Lamar.
us.
his
Hold on.
backups will probably
What's
be
up with Timmy? I
Listen,
don't hear
Hold on,
from
Mark.
Timmy.
Till
listen,
Lamar. Hold on.
listen. We
I gotta
coming to
let him
steal
finish.
it.
Then I'm going to Tim.
We coming to steal a division, baby. And guess what? Not just for this year, for years to come.
I
We
got you,
gonna be
Mark.
on top, baby. Top. Y'all
I
time is
got
up.
you
I
and
told
David,
y'all.
Mark, and I got
Y'all
Mike.
time is up. We back up. I told y'all.
Yo,
Go put the word
moderator, he
out there.
doing a lot of
Go,
talking. You
go,
cutting
go put
Please
the.
everybody
let
else
Lamar
off.
No, I
talk.
didn't. No, I
Please
didn't. I
let
didn't cut
Lamar
anybody off.
talk.
Hold on, hold
Let
on,
Lamar
hold on.
talk.
Hold on, Mark. I didn't cut anybody off, Lamar. That's not a true statement.
Feisty son.
I didn't
Go
cut
put the
anybody
word
off.
out there. Go put the word out there. We back up, baby. We coming to steal it. We coming to steal it. So y'all better be on y'all A game. Y'all better not lose games. Cause we coming to steal it, baby.
Go ahead, Tim.
Lamar.
When's the
Let
last time
Lamar.
besides the 1972 Dolphins went undefeated? You had to go all the way forward towards the Patriots. The Patriots ran the table on everybody until they went to the Super Bowl. Who they for in the Super Bowl? The Giants. And what did the Giants do? We stomped Tom Brady out. Not
Now,
once, but we're the first team to beat him twice.
now, thank you for bringing that up, Tim, because Lamar made a point. And hold on, Cello. Hold on,
I so
Cello.
want to hear from the
Cello, hold on.
moderator
Hold
tonight.
on,
I
Cello.
really want to hear from the moderator. I promise you.
Hold on, Cello. Because Lamar brought up a point, and Timmy just mentioned it, so I gotta say this. I get Lamar's point when he said he don't want the Eagles to go undefeated, because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that is where the Giants end up beating New England in that Super Bowl. Because New
Mm-hmm.
England was undefeated. The Giants played them the last game of the season. I don't know if y'all recall, the Giants was up on New England by 3 Super Bowls. I mean, by three Super Bowls, by 3 touchdowns, and
Mm-hmm.
ended up coming. The
Ended
Patriots
up
ended up
losing.
coming back and winning that game. If they don't win
Mm-hmm.
that game, if the Patriots don't win that game, maybe they don't get a big head and talk about they getting spotless robes and end up losing to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Sometimes you need that humility, to know that it can be going in any given moment. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what Lamar meant when he said he want to keep the Eagles hungry, where everybody not, because when you undefeated, you got a target on your back. You can
Yes.
lose to any team, even the worst team in the league, gonna get up to play you its hardest because everybody want to be that one team. But I told Mike I was gonna let him go and David, and then I'm gonna go around and we're gonna close this out. Go ahead, Mike.
All I gotta say is, man, I love that people are confident with their teams. talk your talk regardless of the hate. I hate on everybody. I have no discrimination. Everybody can get it, but I love the talking fellow. Let them know that you coming for that number one spot. They need to be looking over their shoulder. I can see it in their face. They a little nervous. Keep talking your talk. Mark is nervous. Lamar's quiet. You on him. I love it.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, I really didn't have anything else to say. I'm teams, but just remember, it's a long season. I'm gonna keep saying it's a long season. The season ain't even. It's just got third of the way done.
Okay. All right, Mark. Any final words? Mark, any
Yeah, I
final
got
words?
final words, man. Lamar is a pass. So I expect him to keep it nice and cool and not fool when he hear craziness talking. Just praise for him and hope that he, gets back on the right track. The Giants is like the little kid, the high waters that you pick on, slap in the back of the head on the way to school, on the school bus to make them eat food and race ahead. We don't respect you, dog. I don't want to even give you any kind of inkling that the Cowboys going to a game and see you, dog. When we can see you at home the way we see my backup, you the only thing, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning while you getting eaten by a shark drowning in the middle of the Mediterranean than feasting on Thanksgiving, dog. So all that
I
talking,
cancel that in the name of
Hold on.
Jesus.
all that talking sound good. I'm almost positive Lamar saying you can put your tail. He know it. Not only that, you probably gonna need that game to get into the playoffs in the division. So they set you up at the end of the year. So you lose twice to the season. The funny thing is, what Lamar not gonna tell you is, or he probably said it, not in they rest their starters, but their backup just as decent as they started. So it ain't like you're gonna go into the game with some toughness. But Philly plays hard all the time. I played they started last year and they backups last year and they play hard. The only problem I have with you and the Giants fans, fellow, is know your role and shut your mouth when you lose to the Cowboys. Point blank, period. If you haven't beaten us, then you can't talk. You can talk about everybody else, but don't talk about me. And you can't talk about Philly because they undefeated. So stay on your schedule, play game by game. Because this is breaking news. This is the first time in the last 5 years sniffing anything close to the playoffs. You're not gonna make me believe. You're not gonna make Lamar believe that you Super Bowl ready. There's no way you Super Bowl ready. You catching lightning in the bottle right now and ride it. But as long as you get better, I want you to know. Same way you getting better every game, Cowboys getting better every game, and Philly getting better every game. And as the season rolls on, we'll find out if you're a fraud or not. Point blank. But as long as you six and Cowboys, stop mentioning Dallas. Please stop it. It makes me think you crazy and obsessive because I get it. I'll be hurt too if I haven't beaten me in a long time. I'll be hurt too if I knew I was throwing down the day, standing on prime time in front of 30, 40 million people about DJ Turkey. I'll be upset too if I do that. You know what? I have one game and I could be third in the conference off the schedule alone. So I'm happy that you are. Like I told you, I'm glad the NFC East is finally back. But you need to put a belt in them britches because you really talking out of bounds and your pants are too big to bag what you're trying to sell out. You six and Cowboys. And that's a fact. No matter how much you don't like hearing it, how much you don't like me saying it, until you beat me, stop acting like you did that. You didn't climb that hill yet. You're not with the big dogs yet. Cowboys, Philly, we big dogs. Go to Giant
Second place,
Stadium.
but y'all in third place, and we
All
not
right.
with the big dogs.
Hey, like
Hold
I
on,
said,
Cello.
We in
once
second place, and
it's
y'all
all
in
said
Hold
third
on,
and
place,
done,
and
Cello.
we not with the
listen,
big dogs. We in
it's
second
not
place
Hold
in
on,
the whole
Cello.
NFL,
Cello, hold
and
on,
y'all
hold on,
we
hold
not
on.
with the
Cello,
big
Cello, Cello,
dogs.
Cello, Cello. Hold on. We
Come
you're
trying
not
to
with the
close
big
out the
dogs.
show.
You're not with the
While
big
we
dogs, and it's not me trying to disrespect you. What I'm saying is, fellow, I can see it in this fight. Philly made the playoffs last year. They used to go. They know how to get there. The team just learning this year, dog, with a whole new regime and
We learning
coaches,
fast.
all of that. Yeah, you are learning fast, and kudos to you, but you're not learning fast enough to beat us. So you are learning, but your learning curve is a little off because what you want to do is you want to beat Philly, you want to beat the Cowboys. That's a tough task, man. That ain't nothing easy to do in 1 year. I want to split with Philly. I lost with one. I want to split. So he's showing me the schedule.
Well, the
He's
schedule
the
and the record.
Cowboys.
all right, we gotta close this out,
Hey,
Mark. You done?
Steve, I lost that, Steve.
Y'all in seventh
Tell him to
place. We
stop
in
doing
second.
it.
We
Tell
trying
him
to
to
we
stop
trying to
doing that.
close
Showing
out
me
the
the
show
schedule.
though. We're trying to close out the show though.
I
Cello, any
said
final
enough,
words?
man. I got a belt
Yes.
for you, man. I got a belt to hold them britches up, man.
Mark is the one that whenever they're ahead, he talks about it all the time.
I
Oh, we
told
ahead
you
of
we was
y'all.
gonna beat
We
y'all.
got a better record than y'all. But now that we got and we on top of y'all in second place in the whole NFL, and y'all in seventh place, you over here talking about that y'all beat us, but we got a better record and we ahead of y'all. So if the playoffs started today, pretty much y'all be
I'll be in
playing
the
Seattle and
playoffs.
y'all could lose that game in Seattle. Listen, y'all might not get past the first round. You better hope y'all make the playoffs. Because I wouldn't be surprised if y'all missed the playoffs this year. And listen, so far, Daniel Jones is even having a better season than Dak. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Dak was hurt, but guess what? But guess what? Your time is up, Dak. It's
Yo,
Daniel
I'm
Jones
surprised
time,
nobody
baby.
understands Congress.
Yo, he was
yeah.
I don't
still
like
talking about
I don't like
Davy
when other
Jones, yo.
fans I don't like when other fans try to look at my team as we their sparring partners. I told
Enjoy the
y'all we here
moment,
to
brother.
Hold
steal it.
Enjoy
up,
the
L.
Don't
moment.
Hold up,
disrespect
L.
my
Hold up,
team.
L.
Guess what? Guess what? Just like David said, this is a long season. Philly could lose 4 games in a
We know.
row.
We know. You said
Hold
that
on,
already.
Listen,
L. It's not your go. We trying
listen.
to close out the show, fellas.
I could see the Giants still in that first place and being in there for a nice while. And then when playoff time come, I done seen the Giants do it before. Not be the favorites and win it all. Best believe y'all best to stay on top of y'all A game. Cause we back, baby. We back and y'all nervous. I know y'all as Philly fans ain't happy. Cowboys fans ain't happy. Ain't happy because them days is over. Them days is over. We back, baby. We back, baby.
Tim, any
Hey,
final
Steve.
words?
Oh my God.
What a show.
What was that?
Any final words?
Even the Giant fan was like,
Giants win over Seattle Seahawks 35-20.
Good prediction.
Get it.
Yo, I guarantee you
David,
half
any
this
final
channel don't
words?
show up next week. I can promise you that. All these Giant fans talking this smack, Cowboys win and they lose, they better not even come on this show and say another
Okay,
word.
Mark. Okay, Mark.
We're
David,
gonna have a
any final
split,
words?
Mark.
David,
Only
any
thing you
final
gonna get
words?
is a banana split, son. You ain't splitting
Split.
nothing.
Split. You're gonna be missing the playoffs real soon.
David, any final words?
Yeah.
Y'all don't want to end the show?
Yeah.
Y'all don't want the show to be
Hey.
over with?
A great B. Just remember this. I told you.
I told you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David, for keeping it short and sweet. I appreciate it. L, any final words?
Yes. Moderator. Moderators. Please remember this show. Please have clips. And there was a lot of stuff that was said on tonight. About 5 weeks from now, we might have to revisit. That's all I'm going to say. There was a lot of stuff that was just spewed into the atmosphere. You know, the confidence, the cockiness, the boldness, which you're supposed to have. I understand that. You love your team. You're supposed to rep your team, but there is a level of realness to this thing too. So, like I said, just keep this, keep this on, keep it dated. I want you to have clips from what was said, because I think this show can go to a whole nother level, and I want it to go there. And I'm believing we're gonna be able to pull clips of what was said one week and then replay the clip so that same person can hear what they said, and then we'll look at how they look then. That's all I'm gonna say.
We definitely can.
So we can pull that clip next week.
We can
Clip
do that.
next week.
We can do that, Lamar.
No, we gotta go that 5 weeks, like David said. And David said they're gonna run the gamut 5 weeks straight, so we gotta give it some time. We gonna come back.
To the moderator, any final words?
Great show, man. To everybody that watched this is what we do on Fanatics Live. We make sure we bring the passion, we bring our predictions. I can't call guru status really too much because everybody had predictions. So we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. Giants said, guess what? We taking that lead. We coming for the number one spot. David is convinced that his Raiders is going to win pretty much all the way out to the schedule. I'm still standing by. We going to see the Eagles in NFC Championship. And Dallas is like, yo, we right on the Eagles' tail. The Eagles is like, we ain't looking past nobody. We like y'all on our heels. That motivates us. So y'all got it all summed up. That's all I got to say. Back to you, moderator. I know you a Giants fan, so I'm mad that I can't hear your thoughts because I heard a lot of stuff tonight.
Steve, trust me on this. Can I cut in for 1 second?
Go ahead. 1 second.
Give yourself a guru status, my brother, because before the season started, when we was discussing about how seasons was going, you was the Giant fan that confidently stood out and said, we gonna win vision, and that your team would be in the running before anything went down. So I just wanted to point that out. The same show where I said that y'all would be a surprise team, and of course I picked my team to win the division. You picked yours. So give yourself. You've been quiet. You just been watching. You've been playing in the background, and these things have been unfolding. So give yourself a guru status.
I got him because of where y'all are right now. Like what he just said, a little early, but he did predict it.
No.
I gotta give it to you.
No.
You've reached guru status. Wow.
I was going to say don't give it to me because the season is nowhere near over.
I know, but
y'all in the facts. What guru status is when you really call something and it come to pass. It hasn't came to pass yet. So I appreciate the love and the acknowledgement, but it hasn't came to pass yet. So I do appreciate that. But go ahead, Mark, real quick, because we gotta close the show out.
Right,
We almost on 2:30.
I got it.
Wrap it up.
Fellas, I enjoyed the show. The thing that I love the most about Fanatics, I don't know if you can see my face, is the fact that it doesn't matter how another person feels. Always make sure that you feel passionate about the team you rep. So yeah, we dog each other on the show, we go hard at each other on this show, and we don't back down. Nothing on this show. Even if you're a Niner fan and you got beat twice, you got it back 2 weeks ago, you still holding it up looking like a clown, like putting it up and saying yeah and all that. So ultimately, yo, it's meant for everyone who wants to participate online or you want to try to get the show. Just come on, team, man. We all talk all crazy. Don't let that deter you because during the fact you can come out your time. You hear me?
Your sound was a little bit muffled, Mark,
Sorry, my
but
bad.
I
And
caught some of that.
you
But
can spit out
I
your stuff confidently like Cello do. You just defend your team, man. You just defend your
but
team. And moderator, both moderators, you guys, I thought you guys did an excellent job. I thought it wasn't biased. I thought everything came through like it was supposed to. Excellent job, fellas. Excellent job.
I appreciate y'all fellas on the night,
I
man. Y'all all
co-sign that.
did y'all thing. Y'all knew
Yeah.
y'all stuff. Y'all was very entertaining. Y'all stood on y'all team. Y'all stood y'all ground. Every last one of y'all did an excellent job. Y'all came for Mike early. Mike stood on his two and he took all the hate. Y'all came for Mark. Mark stood on his two. He took the hate. Cello stood on his two, took the hate. Timmy, Lamar, David definitely stood on his two and took the hate. I appreciate every last one of y'all for knowing y'all stuff. Y'all made the show. It was very, very entertaining. And I appreciate y'all. I want more shows like this. And I thank y'all for another great episode. Have a good night, man.
Well,
Yo,
fellas,
God
Good night,
bless my
excellent show,
everyone.
brothers.
man.
Love y'all.
Show,
Enjoy.
Mike. Hope you
NYG.